Steve Smith here for the CODcast, episode 23. Woo! 23, we fucking did it! Can't believe we're already 23 episodes into this show. Doing pretty good so far. Hope you guys are having a good night out there. I'm having a pretty fucking good night. I can't complain. So, update on the dog situation. You guys know that I talked about how we rescued another dog the other night. So basically, here's what happened. So we were out in like our back, and we had this little area in the back that's kind of fenced off for the dogs, a little area they go out there hang out. So the little dog comes up and basically stands in front of the cage and barks at our dogs, and you know, it just stands there. And we go like, "Go home, dog, go home," and the dog doesn't go home. And so we're like, "Well, does this dog have a home? Is it homeless?" And we don't know. Like everybody around here knows that we have this animal sanctuary. So as far as we know, somebody came and dropped this dog off in front of our house. You know, people do shit like that all the time. Like they go take cats and stuff to firehouses. That's like a really common thing. Leave cats on the front steps of firehouses. So we thought maybe somebody came and left this dog for us. We don't know. It's a little dog. Looks like maybe a mixture of like what the fuck happened now? Looks like a mixture of like a wiener dog and maybe like I don't know. Mixture of all kinds of shit. Anyway, so a little dog, about like this, kind of a smaller dog. So we go get the dog, and the dog's real friendly. Lets us pick it up and put it on our porch, which is surprising. Usually they run off and shit. So we pick it up, and we want to bring it inside to make sure that it's, you know, not covered in fleas, doesn't have ringworm, it's not suffering from heartworms, is well fed, you know, it's not undernourished. So we bring it inside and we check it out. It's you know, it's a very friendly dog, and it's also it doesn't smell bad. It's not really covered in fleas. It had a few fleas, but it wasn't too bad. And but it seemed really happy to be inside. It was tail just a wagging constantly, and it seemed really attached to us immediately. And so the little fella basically came in our room, and he slept in our room all night. Slept like bundled up to me, curled up to me under the covers, right between my legs, all up in my ass, all night long. So basically, this dog like loves me to death. So the next day, it's kind of raining a little bit, and we're gonna put up dog found flyers on the power boxes out there on the telephone poles. But it's raining, so it's too wet. We can't really do that. So the dog's just chilling out inside with me for a little while, and then it starts like whining, like it wants to go outside. It starts looking out the window and whining. And so we put it on a leash, and we take it out to go potty, and it pees all over the place and comes back in and goes back to the window, starts whining again. So I'm like, I bet this dog wants to go home. I bet it lives around here and it wants to fucking go home. So I take it out and I let it off the leash, and it immediately, without hesitation, it runs straight over to the neighbor's house, two houses down, and then goes in the doggy door and goes in there. So, long story short, we accidentally kidnapped the neighbor's dog. Okay, so oops, my bad. I was just trying to do the right thing, and I kidnapped the fucking neighbor's dog. But it's back where it belongs, and it was a sweet dog, so now we've made a friend for life. Maybe I'll come back and visit someday. So that's one dog down. So speaking of dogs, if you want to support the show, that would be amazing of you. You can do so on Patreon, patreon.com/CODcast. As long as you guys support the show, I will keep doing it. I saw the last show only did like 12,000 views. I think that's an all-time low so far, so I don't know. Hopefully, it'll pick up some. If you guys like the show, please consider supporting it. Also, please consider telling your friends, you know. I think I'm doing one of the better podcasts out there at the moment. I know that's conceited of me to say, but I think that's the truth. And so if you guys want to see me keep doing this and you want to see the audience build, please consider telling your friends about the show. I think it's worthy telling your friends about it. And also, we're on SoundCloud. I haven't updated the SoundCloud in a while. I need to, after the show, I need to go put like the last 5 episodes on SoundCloud so they show up on Spotify and iTunes. So we're everywhere. I just got to get off my lazy ass and fucking actually do it. It takes a long time to put the show together. Like, I pick 50 different topics, and it takes a while to think about what I'm going to say and research all the topics and everything. So, you know, it takes a lot of time to do the show. If you'll support it, I really appreciate it. And as always, the best way you can directly support the show is through the Super Chats. Super Chats! Need more Super Chats, please. All the money goes to the Humanist Society of Mississippi Animal Sanctuary, and I will dodge no question. You can ask me any fucking thing you want to ask me. So be sure to load up the Super Chats tonight. Make sure it's personal and embarrassing, or you can make a statement. And as always, underneath my little picture over here, Super Chats show up. So whatever your message is will be living forever in infamy in my little video here. So that's pretty cool. So that's all I got to say about that. We already have one Super Chat from .ml who says, I'm finally catching on the live, motherfucker. Typical Canadian, though. Split screen in NHL playoffs. Loyalty, man. You have to have some loyalty towards me. Who's more important, me or hockey, eh? Take off, hoser. So I guess we'll just jump right into the show tonight. As I said, I hope you guys are doing well. We're going to talk about Jordan Peterson tonight. You guys like Jordan Peterson? Me either. He's horrible. So basically, he's out here spreading lies about trans people again, which is, par for the course in Jordan Peterson. So basically, what he did is first he posted this. I'll go ahead and just show you what he posted first. Nothing will come of the crime of misgendering, correct? Basically, Jordan Peterson is so afraid people are going to continuously call him out for the fact that he lied about Bill C-16, which he did. He built his career. He became famous lying about Bill C-16. He even went so far as to claim publicly that Bill C-16 makes it a hate crime to make fun of the way somebody dresses. He literally said making fun of somebody's fashion is a hate crime under Bill C-16. That's how far he was willing to go to demonize trans people and trans activists. And anybody who followed this knows that you can go on Twitter and you can search Bill C-16 trans and go back the last couple years and you can see the incredible avalanche of hate Jordan Peterson has caused towards trans people by lying about Bill C-16. I mean, just not only on Twitter, but Facebook, YouTube, everywhere. He has incredibly increased the hate against society's most demonized and marginalized people. One of the groups that has the highest suicide rate. This fucking asshole lies and spreads misinformation in order to continue the bullying and hatred towards trans people. And that's just the truth. Don't have to like it. So he's continuing to do it. He is so scared of being called out by Bill C-16 that he'll grasp at any straws he can possibly grasp at to try to demonize trans people and make people go, oh, Jordan Peterson was right. They are trying to force us to say silly labels we don't want to say, and if we don't fucking do it, they're going to report us to the police. They're going to lock us up in jail for not saying the right genders of people. If you accidentally misgender somebody, they can put you in jail for that. No, they can't. It's so stupid. The whole fucking thing is so stupid and based off lies, and Jordan Peterson is back at it again. So anyway, he posts this article. British woman's family relentlessly mobbed by activists for misgendering. And if you go read the article, let me click on it and show you what this bull fucking shit article says. It's total fucking propaganda and lies. Abso-fucking-lutely lies. This is from the Post-Millennial, whatever the fuck that website is. Never heard of it. No thanks. Fuck off, Post-Millennial. And this is the woman. She looks real trustworthy, don't she? We'll get more into her in a minute. Carolyn Farrow is a columnist for the UK Catholic Press. Her husband, Rubin, a priest in the parish of the local community in the United Kingdom. Together they have 5 children. While on the exterior they might present a beautiful, quiet family living their lives in a quaint English parish, they have recently been the target of seemingly limitless campaign of harassment. Why? Because Carolyn Farrow misgendered somebody. Oh my God. They're attacking this poor woman and all she did was misgender a trans person, and she didn't even do it on purpose. She accidentally misgendered and they're fucking attacking this woman and her entire family. These evil trans people, they must be stopped. This is cultural Marxism at its worst. I warned you all. I warned you that they were coming for you. But no. The entire fucking thing is a goddamn lie. It's fucking bullshit. Jordan Peterson is a shameless goddamn grifter who will lie about fucking anything to keep from admitting that he was wrong, to admit that he's a fucking grifter, to admit that he lied to you. So let's go into the story, shall we? I posted, Jordan Peterson is posting provable lies and smears about trans people again. This article claims this woman was harassed and reported for misgendering, when she was actually reported for slandering the founder of Mermaids publicly by accusing her of mutilation and child abuse. So she went online. I'll show you. We'll get to that in a minute. She went online and she basically accused the founder of Mermaids. For those who don't know, Mermaids is like a transgender charity. Bummer guy actually did a 24-hour or 48-hour, like a week-long live stream. I don't know how the fuck long it was. It was a long time. Actually, AOC, the very, very popular politician, showed up on his live stream, and he, made, $500,000 or some shit for Mermaids transgender charity, which was awesome. Keep that up, Bummer guy. Appreciate it. Anyway, the founder of Mermaids, she has a daughter, I guess, was born a male, but wants to transition to a female. And so when she was 16, she took her to, I think, Thailand or something, one of those Asian countries, somewhere where it was legal, and she had transition surgery for her 16-year-old daughter because that's what her daughter wanted to do. You know, her daughter says, I'm a girl and I would like to have puberty blockers so I don't have to transition and have male features, and I would like to go have surgery as soon as I possibly can because I'm a female. That's what I want, right? So this woman, Carolyn Farrell, let me give you a little background about her. She is a Christian pundit. She basically goes out and writes Christian articles, but also she is an online troll. She likes to go troll and put out mean, slanderous tweets about trans people and attack them and shit. And so obviously her going out and being an online troll gets her hate back from trans people, which is why she's received the hate she has. We'll get more into it in a minute. A lot of people think she's actually faking a lot of the harassment she's getting, but we'll talk about that in a minute. But anyway, here is the actual tweets that she put out about, I guess this woman's name is Susie Green. She's the founder of Mermaids Charity. She says, Susie Green is in breach of Samaritan policy on how suicide should be discussed and breached in the media. What she did to her own son is illegal. So she's basically accusing the woman of doing something illegal, which is why she was reported. She accused the woman of breaking the law. She accused the woman of mutilating an underage kid, and she accused her of child abuse. So basically, that's why she was reported, because the woman was like, damn, this woman who works for a publication is out there using her platform on this Christian publication to slander me and basically make people think I'm an insane child abuser who is mutilating children. And so she contacted the police, and she's like, okay, well, like, could you guys look into this? Because she's slandering me publicly, and it can definitely lead to violence. If you tell people that I'm out here mutilating children, that doesn't make me very safe. Can you look into it? Had nothing to do with misgendering. Anyway, let me continue. What she did to her own son is illegal. She mutilated him by having him castrated and rendered sterile while still a child. Susie Green may feel that giving her son off-label illegal medications aged 11 and drastic surgery was the path of least harm in her circumstance, but she shouldn't project and impose it on other vulnerable kids as best practice. And the way she worded this, she made it look like she let her kid have genital mutilation at age 11 when it was actually age 16. Now, I understand she kind of words it in a way that's not easy to tell what she's talking about on purpose. It's vague on purpose. But anybody reading this, and a lot of people did read it. A lot of people, when I posted it, read it and thought that this woman gave her daughter surgery when she was 11 years old, which is not true. So another thing that she basically kind of slandered her on, made her look like she was giving surgery to an 11-year-old, which is not great. I think it's time everyone called out Susie Green and Mermaids policy out for what it is, child abuse. So that's what she posted. She did misgender her daughter, but the reason this woman contacted the police and made a report was because of the slander, because calling her a child abuser and accusing her of castration and mutilation. That's why she contacted the police, not because of the gender thing. She even said so. I'll show you in just a second. But anyway, so you see Jordan Peterson is lying right off the bat in the publication. Jordan Peterson decided to retweet as lying. They just want to make trans people look evil as they possibly can. So more on this Carolyn Farrell woman. This Carolyn Farrell woman, this is her, has been ordered by the courts to stop tweeting abusive tweets at trans people. And in specific, this trans lawyer. Now, this is somebody completely different than the green lady who runs Mermaids. This is another completely different trans person that she has been ordered by the court not to send abusive tweets to. So as you can see, this woman is a fucking troll who goes out there and abuses trans people, and that's why she's getting so much hate, not because she simply accidentally misgendered somebody, like Jordan Peterson is lying and telling you. So just fucking shameless. They're fucking goddamn shameless. And so I'll show you. Here's what the woman from Mermaid said. Here's her specifically explaining that misgendering was not the primary reason that she contacted the authorities about these tweets. Responding to the controversy over the case on Wednesday, Green said, "Every day people misgender my daughter online. That wasn't uncommon." So basically she's saying, I don't report people for misgendering my daughter. They do it all the time. It's not a big deal. What was uncommon was that this was a journalist who had a public platform who used that to send very malicious and nasty messages. She went on, "It's not the misgendering. It's actually the context that she puts it into and that she calls me a child abuser. It's also the stuff around mutilation and castration. It was really damaging things," she said. And she went on to clarify even more. A statement issued on the Mermaid's website on Wednesday added, "The tweets are a lot more serious than about misgendering. They were allegations of serious misconduct and vile and spiteful personal attacks. The content was not about misgendering, and it's unfortunate that so much of the media has fallen for the incorrect claims that they were." And this woman, Susie Green, she actually dropped her complaint against Carolyn Farrell, whatever her name is, because she thought the media was lying, and people like Jordan Peterson were purposely, or maybe not purposely, maybe Jordan Peterson just doesn't do any research because he's so fucking lazy, which is frustrating because he is considered one of the greatest intellectuals on the planet right now, and for some reason me, a guy from Mississippi who has a 9th grade education, seems far, far better at basic research than he is. I should not be better at basic research than one of the preeminent minds on the planet at the moment. But that just shows you how stupid conservative intellectuals are. You know, they're not special. They're not really that genius. They just tell people what they want to hear. They back up the preconceived notions people already have, and they just jump all over them to suck their dick. And he's anti-SJW, so he's awesome, isn't he? But no, he's just a lying grifter, right? So anyway, she thought that people like Jordan Peterson and the press were lying, which they were, and so she dropped her complaint so she could go public, because she didn't feel like she could go public and say what happened as long as the complaint was still pending. She thought that she would have to be silent until the investigation was over. So she dropped the complaint, went public, and she's saying, nope, you motherfuckers are lying, and you guys are lying. And so if you go read the fucking... Goddamn Jordan Peterson. So go read the comments being left on his fucking lies, and it's more, just translate, Some people, of course, are, because of what I put, because I basically called him out, some people are actually going on there and calling him out. Like, why you always lying? That was like after I basically started calling him out there, people went on there. But lots of people are on here, adding to the fucking trans hate. Thank you for sharing this. Anyway, and here's me explaining exactly what the fuck happened. So, par for the course of Jordan Peterson. He is so fucking desperate to make it look like he was being truthful about the trans menace, but he wasn't. He basically said people were going to be put in jail for misgendering. He said that they were coming to end free speech in Canada. But, as I already pointed out, most of Bill C-16 was already in place in almost all of Canada for, I don't know, like 6 or 7 years now. Not a single person treated the way Jordan Peterson claimed they would. In fact, it was already the law in Toronto, where Jordan Peterson was teaching when he made all these lies about it. It had been the law for years and years and years, and nobody had been subject to prosecution like he claimed they would. And it's been the law in all of Canada for over a year now. Still, not a single person, zero, treated in the way that Jordan Peterson claimed they would when he was creating all this trans hatred. So he's back at it again. This is what Jordan Peterson does. He's a fucking liar. He's a grifter, and he just continuously spreads this trans hatred, which is very, very shameful. It's very shameful. All you people that continue to support this guy, all of you who keep backing him up, all of you keep sending him money, this is what you're supporting. You're supporting the demonization of one of the most marginalized and hated groups on the planet for no absolute reason. One of the highest suicide rates, one of the people that are just treated like shit. And it's because of liars like this, because, they're trans, they're weird, ew, that's unnatural, ew. Let's demonize them. Look, they're coming for you. They're coming for you. They just spread lies. They spread lies and fear, because that's what they've always done. Jordan Peterson is basically the new academic version of Alex Jones, and he needs his boogeyman to scare people with in order to make money. And his boogeyman he's chosen are trans people and LGBTQ rights activist and postmodernist neo-Marxist, this group of people that doesn't actually exist that he created out of thin air to be his boogeyman. That was the one good part about the Zizek, I know that's not how you pronounce his name, but that's how I pronounce it. The Zizek-Peterson debate was that Zizek called him out directly and asked him, who are these postmodernists? Who are these postmodernist neo-Marxists you're talking about? And he basically stumped Peterson. Peterson couldn't properly answer the question because it's just a boogeyman he invented. So anyway, shame on you, Jordan Peterson. Shame on you who are supporting Jordan Peterson. You guys got to quit. You got to quit with this guy already. This guy has nothing to offer except for lies and pseudoscience, and it's absolutely ridiculous. And also funny, this woman, Carolyn Farrell, I guess her name is, here's her, here's a tweet she made, which has no self-awareness whatsoever. However, I can cope with being trolled. If you troll or attack my teenage daughter who isn't being taken to Thailand for a sex change, This is why it's funny. She's basically saying, don't you dare attack my daughter. That's beyond the pale. You are a piece of scum if you attack my daughter. While she is literally attacking this other woman's daughter. No self-awareness whatsoever. Anyway, if you troll or attack my teenage daughter, who isn't being taken to Thailand for a sex change, you are a low-life, despicable scum, and I will call out your abuse and shine a spotlight on you. Okay, well, that's what I'm doing to you, bitch. You are a low-life, despicable scum, and I am calling out your abuse and shining the spotlight on you, because that's exactly what you were doing to this other woman's daughter. You are scum. This is the woman that Jordan Peterson is defending. This is the woman that Jordan Peterson thinks proves his claim that transgenders are coming for you. They're coming for you. They're going to make you say silly pronouns, or they're going to put you in jail. I'll save you. I'll save you all. But no, he won't. He won't save you. He'll take your money. He'll grift you, but he ain't going to save shit. And I guess we'll take a quick break and we'll check the super chats. Super chats! More super chats, please. Already need more super chats. Love you guys. Thank you for supporting the show. Appreciate it. Baron Von Noob says, hi from the Netherlands. Keep calling out bigots. Will do. Thank you, Baron Von Noob. Awesome name. Tattoos9246 says, love the show. Hey, the show loves you. Thank you, Tattoos. Free-thinking secularist gave me $1 and said, nothing. You couldn't even think of anything to say to me? Fine, I'll take your money. Hapasha? Whatever. Thank you. $20. Very, very generous. Jordan Peterson is a crypto trans lesbian in denial. Wouldn't be surprised. He sure likes the makeup, as we can see in the thumbnail I made for this video. But it's just depressing how popular he is, considering how he's offered nothing. I mean, he became famous by lying about Bill C-16. And then he further on went to put out his theory on truth, which is basically scientific truth is not the most important truth. The most important truth is whatever helps you to survive. So if believing your wife is not cheating on you, because if you believe that, you'll commit suicide. Even if she is cheating on you, the truth is that she's not cheating on you, because that helps you to survive, even if she is cheating on you. You know, that's just, it makes no sense. He's completely fucking useless on every fucking level. Thinks our morals come from the Bible. Thinks that an atheist society will fall apart because we do not have a moral landscape to guide us. Just bad on every fucking case. Almost wrong about everything. Hard to believe how popular he is. But that's conservatism. Conservatism always backs the lamest motherfuckers. You know, he's the anti-SJW, so he's one of us. That's all that matters, right, guys? Anyway, thank you for that money. That was very, very generous. Free-thinking secularist sent me another $1. Thank you again, but still said nothing. You ain't got nothing to say to me, free-thinking secularist. Think of something. J Dizzy4 gave me $5 and said, next pet you rescue, name it Jay Snuggins. All right, will do, but you have to pay me more than $5. All right. I will name a dog after you, but you have to make it worth my while. $500 Mexican, which I think is about $50 maybe, something like that. Donkey Show. Hey, what's up, Donkey Show? Donkey Show's been a big supporter of the show. I appreciate that. Dusty, did you see Laura Loomis' spoiled brat tantrum on Alex Jones? Yes, I'm going to cover that in a minute. Crying her life is ruined because she don't got Twitter no more while supporting a president who is responsible for the deaths of 100,000 people worldwide since he took office. Yep. Snowflakes. I will cover that in a minute. And Andrea sent me $500. I know this now. This is not North Korean money. I have been so corrected on this. I'm learning what you guys' fake Monopoly money is. This is the Norwegian kroner? Is that what it is? Kroner? I think that's right. Crowner or something. I don't know. It starts with a K. I'm close, though. It is Norway. I got the country right, so I'm doing way better. This has nothing to do with North Korea. So I'm learning, guys. I really appreciate it. And $500, I believe, is about $100 maybe, I think. But I'm trying to learn. Thank you guys for educating me. And that was very generous. I appreciate that. More super chats, please. No question will be dodged. Please help the animal sanctuary and help support the show. I will keep doing it as long as you guys support the show. Next up, we're going to talk about Lauren Southern and the fact that our president of the United States, god damn, it's so hard to believe this is real life. The fucking leader of the leader of the fucking free world is retweeting white supremacists now who are doing white supremacist dog whistling symbols. Not shitting. Like, how is this fucking possible, dude? Really? All right, so Donald J. Trump retweeted this. As we all know, Lauren Southern is a white nationalist. You may say she's not a white nationalist, but she's a fucking white nationalist. I'll show you in a second. She absolutely fucking is a white nationalist. And here she is doing the white nationalist dog whistle sign, the OK sign. Now we'll go over that in a minute. People say, no, it's not, Dusty. Yeah, it is. Anyway, so Lauren Southern says, laughing my ass at establishment conservatives who think they won't be labeled the new dangerous extremist voices when those to the right of them are all banned. Good luck with that one, guys. Bitch, the reason they fucking banned you is because you spread white nationalist propaganda, because you go out on boats and you shine flares at fucking immigrants who are just trying to make a better life for themselves, because you continuously hang out and support organizations like Generation Identity, GI, which is, I showed on one of the previous videos that they have like camps, like white supremacist, almost like Nazi-like training camps for youth, militia camps, which are very scary, and their leaders are directly tied to white supremacist Nazi group. I think Martin Sellner, who was one of the leaders, one of the ones they banned from the United States, the one that Count Dankula was so pissed off that they would let him come in the country. He was arrested, like when he was young, for putting swastikas on a synagogue. He used to call himself a Nazi, and now he's the leader of Generation Identity. He's the one that the shooter in New Zealand, who killed 50 people in a mosque, sent a large donation to before killing all those people. So yeah, these are the people that Lauren Southern are hanging out with, and she's spreading white genocide, which is white nationalism conspiracy theories. She has the second most. I said she had the most popular video about the white genocide conspiracy theory on the internet. She actually has the second most popular. The first most popular is from Red Ice, who is a direct out Nazi white nationalist page. So next to the direct, full-fledged, racist, white nationalist Nazi page, she is the second most popular video on the subject. And here she is. This is the OK sign. Now, is she doing the OK sign here to dog whistle to white nationalists? Yes. Yes, she is. Sorry, she is. Now, is she doing it also to give a shout out to the people who are not white nationalists, just the anti-SJWs and the trolls like Chris Reagan and Sargon's crew, who don't consider themselves racist, who just think they're trolling people? Is she doing that as a shout out to them? Yes. Yeah, she is. She's doing a shout out to them as well. But she's also 100% doing this at the same time as a shout out to the many, many, many white supremacists and white nationalists and the Generation Identity people that follow her and love her and that she associates with. She fucking abso-100% goddamn lootly is. She knows that a huge percent of her audience are actual racists. And she knows that they use this symbol as kind of a dog whistle between each other. And yes, she's using it to dog whistle to multiple people at once. And that's one of the groups she is. And Trump is literally retweeting a woman who was dog whistling to white nationalists. Now, I used to defend Trump. I used to defend Trump back in my shit posting, my alt-light days, for not being a racist. But if you actually look into it, yes, Donald Trump's a fucking racist, dude. He has a history, looking into his business practices. Him and his father both have a history of not letting black people into their buildings. They've been sued multiple times for it from the government for discriminating against black people. Yes, this dude is a fucking racist and does not give a shit that these people that he is retweeting are white nationalists. He also retweeted Paul Joseph Watson, who continuously puts out anti-immigrant propaganda. Lies. Paul Joseph Watson directly lies about immigrants in order to spread fear and hatred towards immigrants, which is directly leading to violence towards immigrants. So if you wonder why people like Facebook don't want to be associated with these people, it's because they are directly fucking lying. And they... Now, is the entirety of their audience crazy white supremacists? No, they're not. But is a large percentage of their audience crazy white supremacists? Yes. Yes, they are. And they are appealing to those people with these lies and this misinformation. And these people are going out there. Not all of them, but some of them are going out there and committing violence. Abso-fucking-lutely, yes, they are. And so this is why people like Facebook don't want to be associated with it. First of all, they don't want to be associated with spreading hatred and violence towards people, for one thing, which is understandable. And secondly, they don't want to be sued. This is a lawyer thing. They could easily be sued. Somebody could say, well, you guys know now. You know now that people like Paul Joseph Watson and Lauren Southern, they lie for a living. They spread this racist propaganda for a living. You guys know this. You've been told so many times. You have so many examples, and yet you're still allowing your platform to be used by people you know very well use lies and fear a lot of the time to spread dangerous information. So you guys are liable too. We're going to sue you over it. If somebody, like say, the family of somebody that gets murdered because one of Paul Joseph Watson crazy white supremacist friends goes out and murder people because he lied about immigrants. This is 100% possible to happen. And then you say, no, they won't win a lawsuit. They couldn't win a lawsuit. You can have anybody on your platform and they can say whatever they want to. And if you get sued, you won't lose that lawsuit. That's a silly argument. Well, maybe. Maybe they won't. Maybe they won't lose that fucking lawsuit, but they will still be charged millions of dollars in legal fees to even try it out. So why would they take that chance? Why would any private business take that chance that they might get sued and might have to pay millions of lawyer fees just so they can host some asshole is going to lie about shit? It doesn't make any sense. So those of you who continuously defend Paul Joseph Watson here, it really doesn't make any sense, to be honest with you. You wouldn't do it either. If you had your own business, if you had your own website, say, and you had a form on that website, and it was possible that one of the people who were posted on your website could get you sued, you wouldn't host them either. You would say, well, okay, it's not worth it to me. It's not worth it to take the chance of me getting sued because of what this asshole is saying, so I'm going to block him. And I'll show you. Paul Joseph Watson feels exactly the same way. We're going to skip ahead a little bit. I'm going to come back to Lauren Southern, but since we're talking about this, Paul Joseph Watson feels exactly the fucking... And so does Alex Jones. Alex Jones and Paul Joseph Watson feel exactly the same way I do about this. Here is the forum rules for Infowars.com, which is Alex Jones' website, and also the site that Paul Joseph Watson has been the head moderator on for almost 20 years. Most people don't know that Paul Joseph Watson has been doing this for 20 years now. I've been listening to him for 20 years. So this is directly from their own website. You will stay on topic, post under the proper guide. Let me skip down here. You will not post anything libelous, defamatory, harmful, threatening, harassing, abusive, evasive of another's privacy, hateful, racially or ethically objectionable, or otherwise illegal. You will not make threats to other users or people not associated with the site. If you violate these rules, your post and or username will be deleted. Remember, you are a guest here. It is not censorship if you violate the rules and your post is deleted. All civilizations have rules, and if you violate them, you can expect to be ostracized from the tribe. Directly from Paul Joseph Watson and Alex Jones' website. So, double standard here, an incredible double standard. They bitch and they cry and they moan when Facebook treats them exactly like they treat other people. You know, like you said, all civilizations have rules, and if you violate them, you can expect to be ostracized from the tribe, but they don't feel that way. Suddenly they're like, the government needs to get involved. Even though we've been doing nothing but preaching for the last 20 years, the government is incredibly evil, that the government is full of the Illuminati who want to destroy all of civilization, want to kill you, want to murder your babies, want to make you gay with the water supply. Even though they set up false flag attacks, like they pretend to murder kids in schools and shit like that, and suddenly we want the government to step in and start running businesses because it affects us. Just hypocrites on the highest goddamn order somebody can be a hypocrite on. So let's go back to Lord Southern. Can't believe that our president is fucking retweeting white nationalists. So let's take a look at some of the stuff Lord Southern has said. This was back when she was friends with, well, she's still, as far as I know, she's still friends with Shieldheads. But back when she was publicly friends with Shieldhead, when Shieldhead was publicly promoting her and signal boosting her and appearing in videos on her channel, which, as I said before, she still appears in a video.
Like kind of hate crimes to point out, right?
If you go on Lord Southern channel, you will find a video with Shieldhead still to this day. I should post it in the next video, show you guys this cringy ass video that Lord Southern made. And it's obvious the reason she made that video was to get Donald Trump elected, and Shieldhead is like she's more of a star in the video than Lauren Southern is. So she's in a video that was specifically made for Donald Trump to get elected. This is what Shieldhead was doing and takes no responsibility for now. But anyway, here's one of the things she said back when they were buddies.
In fact, the Canadian Nazi Party in Canada, my boss Ezra did a good video on it. There was actually a Jewish organization that backed up and egged on people to start the Canadian Nazi Party because they wanted more like kind of hate crimes to point out, right?
Right.
And it's...
so it's sort of like the cops need a certain amount of crime, a certain political view. You need these hate groups, otherwise you don't have any cachet.
There you go. A bunch of Nazis started a Nazi group, and who's to blame for it? Jews. Jews are to blame for the Nazi group. Good old Lauren Southern. Definitely not a white supremacist whatsoever. So fucking cringe. Thank you for bringing her to my attention. Like, I never even knew she existed before Shieldhead started shouting her out. So thank you, Shieldhead, for making this bitch way more famous. You've done a great society. I'm glad you're just sweeping this under the rug and not admitting to your mistakes at all. Why should you? And Sean Jen just wants all of you to know, yes, Lauren Southern is a white nationalist. You goddamn right. Those of you who don't know, Sean Jen put out the preeminent debunking of Lauren Southern's white genocide great replacement video. If you have not seen it, I so suggest you go Google Sean Jen great replacement and watch that video. Oh my God, it's such a destruction of this white supremacist propaganda. Just fucking crushed her. Thank you, Sean Jen, for that. I really appreciate it. And more Lauren Lauren Southern shitting on. So basically, she's like, I'll get to more of this in a minute. She's basically complaining about a reporter at NBC calling her a white nationalist. I'm not a white nationalist. And here's her: generation identity versus migrant boats. So as I pointed out to you guys in a previous version, the Generation Identity is this white nationalist group that has direct ties to Nazi groups, and they're like in private. They've had undercover reporters go in private and record them talking about committing violence and shit. Run by Martin Sellner, who is a former Nazi himself, and they have these training camps, and that's who Lauren Southern kind of considers herself to be a part of. And so Lauren Southern, and this is back also when she was friends with Shoe Head, and Shoe Head was like giving her a shout out. Thank you for Shoe Head for this. She went out and with Generation Identity to try to stop migrant boats. And man, this is just so sad. So these migrants, they have a shitty home life in their countries. It's dangerous. They can't find a proper place to raise their families, their children. They're terrified. You know, they just want a better life for their families, right? Just like any human being would do who is caring in the world. You know, you want better for yourself or your family. You want to make a better way for them. And you'll do anything, even risk your life, even risk their life, whatever you have to do just to try to get away from the violence and find a place you can call your own and make a good life for your family. That's what they did. These people risked everything to get on these boats to try to come to, I can't remember what country, I guess somewhere in Europe, to try to make a better life for their children and stuff. And it's such a dangerous journey. And what does this fucking privileged blonde bitch do? She goes out on a boat and tries to harass these people and make it tougher and make it more dangerous. And she goes out and people say she was shooting flares. She wasn't shooting flares. She was just holding flares out in front of them, trying to shine a light on them to make their journey more difficult. Can you imagine these people who are risking life and limb, who are risking their children's lives just to try to make a better life for themselves? And they're making this incredibly dangerous journey, and they come across this fucking uppity blonde bitch who's out there trying to fucking make their lives more dangerous and hard, when all they're fucking trying to do is make a better life for themselves. You fucking goddamn bitch. Shit, man. Like, how can you not see that you're the fucking bad guy? How can you not understand, man? It just makes me so fucking mad. I just don't understand these people. I don't get what their fucking problem is. They're just evil incarnate, man, and they have so much support. They're making so much fucking money, and the President of the United States is goddamn tweeting these people. These people are fucking winning right now. I just don't fucking get it, dudes. Anyway, that's Lauren Southern. What a class act she is. Everybody should go thank Shoehead every fucking day for making Lauren Southern more famous. So anyway, let's go into more about her. So she says, "Hi, Ben. I'm not a white nationalist, and I never shot road flares out of a boat at immigrants. You didn't shoot them out. You just waved them in front of them to try to make their life harder. I've seen the video, bitch. I know what the fuck you did. You'd think working for NBC, you'd take at least a minute to fact-check and claim that ridiculous. Okay, well, I don't work for NBC, and I fact-check it, and you're a goddamn white nationalist. You fucking cunt. This is why no one trusts the mainstream media. Will you have a shudder dignity to delete this lie? Nope. So here's you. This is Richard C. Spencer, the leader of the alt-right, one of the most racist, horrendous motherfuckers on the planet. Here's a nice little conversation you're having with him. Lauren Southern, you claim to have been ignorant of the alt-right's ideology in 2016. Fair enough. Are you equally ignorant of the ideology of identitarianism and the French New Right? Or are they too just about small government? Do you consider yourself an activist or a journalist covering identitarians? And she says, gunzo journalist. Also, I'm a supporter of identitarianism and homelands. I don't want France to become a French minority. And that's basically her saying that she believes that whites should remain white in their countries. You know, in mostly white countries, whites should remain the majority, and you should do whatever you can to make sure that whites do maintain the majority. That's white nationalism. I'll show you in just a minute. Well, let me go ahead and just show you right now. Why not? If you see any porn, just ignore it. White nationalism. Let's do all this together. White nationalism. So let's just go to the Wikipedia entry on white nationalism, and I'll just show you. White nationalism is a type of nationalism or pan-nationalism which espouses the beliefs that white people are a race and seeks to develop and maintain a white national identity. Its proponents identify with and are attracted to the concept of a white nation. White nationalists say they seek to ensure the survival of the white race and the cultures of historically white states. They hold that white people should maintain their majority in majority white countries, maintain their political and economic dominance, and their culture should be foremost. That's exactly what Lauren Southern believes. So let's keep going. Alt-right means I don't have to be ashamed of my heritage. This is, you're calling yourself alt-right right here, and this is an alt-right white supremacist talking point. I don't have to be ashamed of my white heritage. White heritage is good. And here's your video with 658,000 views about the Great Replacement, which is, as we've shown, let me just show you the Great Replacement, right? Just type it in, the Great, typing's hard, Replacement. There you go. Close enough. Google will figure it out. And Great Replacement. The Great Replacement is a nationalist and right-wing conspiracy theory which state the white Catholic French population, as well as white Christian European at large, is being progressively replaced. Origins. The theory of the Great Replacement can be traced back to the novel Le Camp Descents by Jean Rappel, which depicts collapse of Western culture from an overwhelming tidal wave of immigrant. Let's see. Influence on far-right groups. Nationalist right-wing groups in France have asserted that there is an ongoing Islamic substitution associated with the presence of Muslim France, according to the conspiracy theory. That's not the article I wanted to pull up, though. Maybe it was the white genocide one where I want to put. Anyway, I showed this during the Donkula thing where it showed that this directly comes from white supremacists. Maybe it was white genocide. They're the same exact thing. It's the same theory. It's just a rebranding of the theory. Yeah, there we go. Origins. The conspiracy theory has its origins in early 20th century eugenic theories, popular British colonies, where it was feared the majority non-white would eventually supplement the white ones. It's a eugenicist thing, neo-Nazis. The term white genocide appeared sporadically in the American Nazi Party's White Power newspaper as of 1972 and war in the 1970s, 1980s, where it primarily referred to contraception and abortion. In the first decade of the 21st century, the conspiracy theory spread beyond its explicit neo-Nazi and white nationalist origins to be embraced by the newer alt-right movement. So yes, you're spreading white nationalist propaganda. You are a white nationalist. Sorry, sue me over. Go ahead, please, sue me over. Take me to fucking court and sue me over this, Lauren Southern, okay? I will fucking own you in court and embarrass you. It's just ridiculous. And this person nailed the fuck out of her. It was funny as shit. No, this is not it. This is what I said. Lauren Southern be like, I'm not a white nationalist. I'm a proud white identitarian who believes whites should do what it takes to keep this nation majority white, and I'm simply trying to help by spreading white nationalist propaganda. How does that make me a white nationalist? It makes you a white nationalist because you are a white nationalist. Because of by the definition of the term, you're a white nationalist. And then she's going here threatening to sue people for calling her a white nationalist now. Should I sue _? This is the guy from from MEC, basically called her white nationalist. Should I sue them? These free speech warriors, they're always ready to sue people when they say something they don't like. And this person said, you totally should, Lauren. You are a true champion of free speech, and you should sue anyone who says otherwise. Totally agreed. Please sue me, Lauren. Sue everybody who disagrees with you or calls you a white nationalist. I would love to fucking see it. So let me stop here and check the super chats. Super chats. Let me read super chats all throughout the fucking show. That is not the super chats. That is the regular chat. She looks inbred. She's okay. She's a cute girl. Cutish, I guess. Which is probably why Shield and Head hung out with her. Because, hey, she's a cute right-wing girl. She's popular. You know, Shield and Head will hang out with anybody that she thinks will make her more popular. These people are fame whores in the highest degree. Let's see. Should prisoners get to vote and why? I will provide a reason why even the most heinous criminals should not be denied this important activity. Voting should be viewed as a duty, in my opinion. Yeah, I think prisoners should be able to vote. I think just because you commit a crime, it shouldn't take your right away to vote. Some of the laws are unjust. Some of them are totally unjust. Like most of the drug laws are totally unjust. If you get busted from a drug crime, you should absolutely be able to vote to change the unjust system that busted you to begin with. It just doesn't make any sense otherwise. Why should you give up your citizenship just because you violated an unjust crime or an unjust law? Doesn't make any sense. Thank you for that. And thank you for actually thinking of a question. Kudos. Jimmy Ramona Winburn, $2 for your unwavering defense of the trans community. We hereby name you as an honorary trans person. Sorry the cash award isn't much. We people of trans are pretty broke. I appreciate that. I will take the honorary money, and I do know you guys are broke. If I was like really in for this for the money, I would just be doing the anti-HCW stuff. I would be a conservative. You know, like I pointed out before, like JF Garapay, whatever his name is. Like, he got a $25,000 donation from a guy who owns a pedophile island, a conservative, Epstein, Jeffrey Epstein, a guy who, I think he's in jail now for pedophilia, but he sent $25,000 $25,000 to that guy, and that's just one guy who donated to him. So that's where all the money is. All the money is if you want to be a racist or if you want to shit on liberals all day. It's very, very, very lucrative. If you're on the left and you want to fight back, it's not lucrative at all. You don't make very much money. But hey, at least you can sleep at night. I sleep like a fucking baby, and you guys are, I'm not making a lot of money doing this, but you guys are supporting me pretty good, and I really appreciate it. And it really means a lot. As long as you guys keep doing it, I will keep doing it. I'll make you a deal. As long as you guys keep having my back like this, I'll never fucking stop doing this until I die. So there's my promise to you. D-Dog 2015, 5 pounds, says, did you see Laura Loomis ran on InfoWars? On one hand, she reaps what she sows. On the other, she really needs help. Yes, I'm going to cover that in a minute. Did see it. Craziness. I kind of feel sorry for her, and then kind of not. She's clearly kind of mentally ill. But she doesn't, I'll show you why she doesn't really deserve that much sympathy, even though, I hate to say that because I'm a really empathetic guy for the most part, but it's really hard to have empathy for some of these people, and I'll show you why in a minute. Alan Michael gave me $5. I quit watching back in your edgelord days. Well, fuck you, motherfucker. I was never a goddamn edgelord. Okay, maybe I was. Glad to be back and glad to see you beat you. Love the podcast form. Keep up the great content. Will do. I appreciate that. I know that I turned a lot of people off by being kind of an edgelord. It's really hard not to do that when that's where all the money is and that's where all the popularity is and that's what all your friends and your peers are doing and you're going and hanging out with the drunken peasants and who it was during their heyday when they were super fucking popular and they're making $5,000 a week each and they have all these fucking fans doting all over them and they're just like rock stars and you see what they're doing and it's hard not to do it, It's hard not to jump on board and they're saying you should go on tour with us. You should open for us and we'll go and do these tours and it'll be hugely popular and you're like, no, that's very, very fucking tempting, isn't it? How do I not do that? Well, you just don't do it. You're I can't be involved in this. No matter how much money I'm going to make, I can't sell myself out. So, sorry, guys. And then you get shit on by the entire community for 2 years. That's basically what happens. But anyway, I can sleep at night, and that's the good thing. JDZ4, $5, says, where do you go to get your vast, vast political knowledge? Also, this makes $10 in total. Good enough? Yes, that's good enough. I don't know if this is making fun of me, because I definitely don't have vast political knowledge at all. But what I do is, and I've done this for the past 25 years. I've been working on the internet for 25 years now, which gives me a unique life experience. Very, 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 almost nobody has had the life experience I have because I've been lucky. I've been incredibly fucking lucky, and I lucked into figuring out how the porn system worked 25 years ago and making money off the internet doing that. And it wasn't because I was a genius or anything. It was just luck, And this luck has given me an opportunity to surf the internet all day, every day for 25 years. And so that's what I've done. From the moment I wake up to the moment I sleep, I just read everything I can get my hands on the internet. And that's how I learn. Now I have an iPad. So from the moment I wake up, I turn my iPad on and I just read every popular story, every popular tweet. And I try to research and study everything I possibly can. And most people just don't have the opportunity to have that much time in their life where they can sit at home all day and just fucking read everything. And most people don't, even if somebody does have that time, most people don't have that drive to do that, So it's just a combination of having the luck to have this kind of life and then also having the drive to want to do that, which is very, very rare in my opinion. Hope that answered your question. Zachariah Jones sent me $400. Holy shit, that's American money. I can't believe it. That's the largest fucking donation I've ever received. What the fuck, dude? Thank you, Zachariah Jones. You are my new fucking hero. That's amazing. Wow, I'm going to buy a cat condo with that. I'm going to buy the biggest fucking cat condo on all of Amazon. So you just fucking hook the cats up. I'll send you a cat for free. I'm just kidding, of course. How do you end up losing money doing this show? I lost money because I don't really make regular videos too much. So my regular videos, I make about $700 a video through Patreon. I don't make any money off YouTube anymore, off ads and stuff, because my channel got completely demonetized a couple years ago. Even if I try to monetize it, they automatically demonetize everything I do. So only way I make money is I had to kind of adapt and move to Patreon. And I built Patreon up to make about $700 per video. Sometimes it's less. It just depends. But the people on Patreon didn't want to support this podcast, so I had to make a new Patreon for this podcast. And it only has $250 a month now on it, right? And so when I'm doing this podcast, I'm not making regular videos. I'm not making money on my regular videos. And so also the people who were on my regular videos, they're mad that I'm not making regular videos anymore, and they're kind of not mad, but they'd rather me do that. And since I'm spending so much time trying to build up this CODcast, they've stopped supporting my regular Patreon. So I used to make $900 a video, and now I only make $700 a video. So it's dropped $200 per video, which is huge when you're only making I made like $18,000 before taxes last year. So when you're making such a small amount of money, $200 per video is a lot. So yeah, I'm losing money doing this, but hey, that support really helps, man. That was very, very, very generous, and I very much appreciate it. Thank you, dude. You rock. Hypasha, $20, says, this is going to lead to a massive spike in anti-Semitism when more people find out Lauren Southern, Martin Sellers are all Jewish. Yeah, you would think. They don't really give a shit, though. Do you think really Lauren Southern really thinks herself as Jewish, other than when she uses it as an excuse? You know, I'm Jewish, I can't be racist. It's just an excuse to them. But they all see themselves white. Even, what was that other one we were just talking about? Laura Loomer. I think it was Laura Loomer, who's Jewish, but also said, hey, but I'm white. I might be Jewish, but Jewish is white. I'm still white, you know. So that's the way they see themselves. Ariel Fernandez, $2. Do you think the Supreme Court should be reformed? Yeah, definitely. Definitely think the Supreme Court should be reformed. I think that they should have term limits. I don't think they should be lifetime appointments. I think that's fucking nuts. Hell no. Let a president like Trump have several of the picks is insane. For life, nah, man. Checks and balances, and that ain't checks and balances to me. $10 from Lord Vader. Keep up the good work exposing these awful humans, Dusties. Take some money. Thank you, Lord Vader. I really appreciate that. Very, very kind of you. I will take your money, and I will buy dog food with it. They sure do eat a lot of fucking dog food around here. It's goddamn amazing. And another $5 from Ariel Fernandez. Do you think there should be multi-seat congressional districts instead of single congressional districts? Oh, that's a good question. And it's not really one that I've given much thought to, and so I don't really want to give a stupid answer. So it's something I'll have to smoke some weed on and give some thought to in more detail. But that's a good question for everybody else to contemplate, and I appreciate that question. Back to the show. More Super Chats, please. Super Chats, lifeblood of the show. Really appreciate it, guys. And so we're going to go to Paul Joseph Watson. As I've already showed Paul Joseph Watson, this was the forum rules on his own website. You could be ostracized from the tribe. You will be deleted. You do not have free speech here. It's not censorship if you violate the rules. Fuck off. But, you know, when it comes to him, he don't really agree with that. He is fucking freaking out about his Facebook ban. Not taking it well, to say the least. And here's what he has to say about it. Let's see. It's pretty much the end of the world as we know it. And you know what? I feel fine.
Credit score system. This isn't my private company.
I just don't get why this guy is so popular. The way he talks is so unnatural. I mean, he doesn't seem like a real person. He seems like a pod person because he talks like this. The SJWs are ruining everything. My free speech. I mean, like, how can people take this guy serious when he's obviously so phony? He has no personality whatsoever. It's just this, like, when I talk, like, I'm not the greatest speaker in the world. I fuck up my words a lot, but at least I'm a normal human being. I'm obviously just being myself and not this fake, hi guys, welcome to Movie Phone. And that's exactly how he is. Anyway, let's see what his freak out is about.
This is virtually identical to the communist Chinese social credit score system. This isn't my private company enforcing its arbitrary and ever-changing rules when people are homeless and destitute because they can't get mortgages and they can't get loans because they have the wrong political opinions. Are you still going to glibly repeat the mantra, my private company?
So basically, people are going to be homeless because Facebook is banning people. That's right, folks. Facebook decides if you're going to be homeless or not. And I know what he's talking about. He's talking about how, like, it's going to be a dystopian future where everybody is tracked and their social status is tracked by the internet, kind of like they're doing in China. And what you know, that's not going to happen here, obviously. It's just silly. It's not going to happen. He's just freaking out. Dude, quit spreading propaganda against immigrants. Quit lying. Like, literally. I got some tweets about it. Instead of just talking about it, I'll just show you what my tweet. God damn it. God damn it. Fuck. Did not mean to do that. I clicked too many goddamn times and I shut the motherfucker down. Now I gotta go look for my shit through all my goddamn bookmarks. Where the fuck are you? Got too many goddamn bookmarks. Look at all these bookmarks, man. There we go. Back on it. Hi, Dusty. Great show. This is why I need a producer. I guess I don't need a producer because it didn't go well, as you guys know. That's all right. So Paul freaking out. This is something else. So when they say that they think all jokes are okay, this guy never calls out Sargon for his rape jokes. They never call out their own for jokes that they tell. But when other people tell jokes they don't like, they're sure Johnny on the spot to call it out and be offended by it. Newsweek thinks it's okay to joke about beheading white people. And this is Craig T. Nelson just making a joke, man. Can't wait for November 4th when millions of Antifa super soldiers will behead all white parents and small business owners in the town square. Paul is all fucking butthurt about it. Yeah, man. Where's your butthurt about rape jokes about sexual assault victims? Suddenly, all jokes are okay, right? You're all too sensitive. But talk about a white person and they freak out. So they say, we're not white nationalists. We're not fucking siding with white people or ultra sensitive about things dealing with white people. No, man. But yeah, you are. Yeah, you are. We see that you did. We know what you're doing. We know. The goy, no. That's what the fucking racists always say. The goy, no. Fucking racist. And let's see. Is that the one I wanted to pull up? Where are the rest of the ones about Paul Joseph? Oh yeah, here we go. I'll pull up some of these other ones and I'll come back to that one. Yeah, so fucking frustrating. He's basically saying he's not a conspiracy theorist. He doesn't spread lies and shit. This Oliver Darcy person called him out, said the President of the United States is spending his morning retweeting InfoWars personality Paul Joseph Watson, someone who has built a career pushing conspiracy theories about things like Seth Rich, 9/11, chemtrails, etc., which he has. Like, I've done videos where I've covered it. This guy has worked for 20 years for Alex Jones. 20 years. People think, he looks young. I didn't realize he's been around that long. Yeah, man. He's been working for Alex Jones for since he was 15 or something. And most of you may not know this, or maybe you do, I don't know. But I used to be a doomsday prepper. I took a lot of my porn money that I made, and I was a Christian conservative at the time. And I used to listen to Alex Jones 3 hours every day. I think he still does, but he used to do a show for 3 hours every day, 5 days a week. And every day, 5 days a week, I listened to Alex Jones. And Paul Joseph Watson wrote so much of Alex Jones stuff. He appeared on Alex Jones so much of the time. And he wrote so many of the articles on Alex Jones' website. I have been listening to Paul Joseph Watson for 20 fucking years. I'm an expert at this point on Paul Joseph Watson. He's been around forever, and he is one of the leading purveyors of misinformation in the entire history of the fucking internet. And that's really saying something, but it's 100% true. Other than maybe Alex Jones, there may be no other person who has spread more lies and misinformation in the history of the internet than Paul Joseph Watson. That they've made a career out of lying to people and scaring people and saying the same thing over and over again about how war is coming any second and about how the government is going to take over and take your guns and there's all these false flags everywhere and the world's going to end any 10 seconds now to scare people into buying their products. That's what he's made a career doing. And now he's popular because the anti-SJW movement is so popular, and he's kind of jumped on board with that. Everybody's just willing to forgive the fact that he continuously lies and has continuously lied for 20 years. And so he's trying to play it off like he didn't do that, like that wasn't his whole career, like that's still not his entire career. And so many people are willing to forgive him for it, but it's bullshit, man. He's still fucking doing it. And he's like, this is manifestly false. 10 years ago, I had some silly beliefs. Okay, well, if you had some silly beliefs 10 years ago, which is bullshit, he's still to this day putting out anti-immigrant propaganda, directly lying about people constantly. He's constantly putting out conspiracy theories about like people like Seth Rich, who I actually, the last episode, I got Seth Rich mixed up with, trying to remember what the guy's name, I got to mix it. Anyway, there's two different guys that supposedly Hillary Clinton had killed. One of them committed suicide, and it was like a long time ago. And the other one was Seth Rich, who was killed by a thief or something like that. And both these people were supposedly killed by Hillary Clinton. But last week I said Seth Rich committed suicide, but it was the other guy that committed suicide. And Seth Rich was killed by somebody, but they claimed that Hillary killed him. Anyway, just wanted to clarify that. But he's still putting out conspiracy theories like that. And he says, I didn't build a career on them. I built a career calling out liars like you who work for CNN. Can you imagine a goddamn world where one of the leading purveyors of misinformation and lies in the history of the internet, somebody who's literally built his entire career working for Alex fucking Jones, can publicly say he's built a career calling out liars, and he got over 12,000 likes for saying this? I mean, it's like we're living in... It's like we're living in bizarro land. Like everything is backwards, up is down, black and white, cats are dogs. I mean, it just doesn't make any sense. Like, how can people fall for this? And I guess it's because they don't know. Like I had somebody come to me the other day and said, "Oh, censoring him on Facebook does nothing but help him. I had no idea who this person was before, and now I'm going and following him, and I don't see any reason he should have been banned." And so I commented, "So basically, you have no idea who this guy is, and so you think he doesn't deserve to be banned? Well, that's because you don't know anything about him, right? You just said it. You don't have any fucking idea what he's about at all, and that's why you think that. Your entire opinion is based off ignorance." And that's how most of his fans are. I think most people just don't realize. They don't understand that he's been around so fucking long. And here's him bitching about why conservatives hang out with him, but liberals don't. And he's like, "I met most of the people who are the establishment tears down as extremists. Even with their faults, almost all are cool. I tried to meet with people on the left, and they are always pussy out because they are generally cowards. What does this tell you about who is in the right? And the offer is open for me to meet with any of you, but you don't really seem to support dialogue. You just smear us from your banal ivory towers." Dude, you've made a living for 20 years lying about things in order to scare gullible people into giving you money, and you've repeatedly lied and misrepresented immigrants to spread fear and hatred. Liberals don't want to be associated with you, and conservatives don't care because they just don't give a shit if you're a piece of shit. That's what it boils down to. Conservatives don't fucking give a shit that you're an evil, lying motherfucker. So they will hang out with you anytime that you want them to, because a lot of these conservatives, they just want to be famous and rich, and they don't really give a shit how they go about doing it. They know hanging out with assholes like you will make them more rich and famous because, you know, you're popular. They do anything to be popular. So, but a lot of us liberals are like, nah, thanks, dude. We don't want to be associated with you. We don't have anything to do with you because, you know, you're an evil, disgusting human being. And why would we want to be associated with you? So, yeah, the Republicans are not hanging out with you because they're cool. They're hanging out with you because they're pieces of shit like you are, right? That's all it boils down to. Cry more, noob. And yeah, it's the same thing I said already. I already talked about this, but imagine a world where a guy who has literally worked for Alex Jones for 20 years can get away with saying he's built a career calling out liars. I mean, no, dude. You were one of the most giant liars in the history of the internet, and you work for the guy who is the number one biggest liar in the history of the internet. But anyway, I built a career calling out liars. Yeah, like this one. "You are the greatest president of my lifetime. Thank you." And Paul Joseph Watson, "Correction. You are the greatest president in history." Yeah, there you are, calling out liars, Paul Joseph Watson. You're literally calling the most prolific liar in the history of the president of the United States the greatest president ever. You know, that's what a chud you are. That's how willing you are to call out liars. The greatest liar in history you think is the greatest president in history. So it's so hard to take any of this seriously. How are these people so popular when it's so obvious what they're doing is telling lies and spreading bullshit, when it's obvious that they're fake, when it's obvious none of this is true? Is it just because people don't know, or is it because people don't care? I hope it's because people don't know, because at least if people don't know, that we can educate them and teach them. But if it's just they don't care, that's worse, because there's nothing we can do if that's the case. And it kind of seems like that's the case. They just don't fucking care. And Paul Joseph Watson, "Private companies should be able to do what they want. Said no leftists ever until private companies started refusing service to people they didn't like." And no, I don't know any private companies that can say, or any people that say private companies should be able to do anything they want. No, most leftists say private companies should be incredibly regulated. Private companies will do nothing if left unchecked, but turn everything into a dollar sign, including human life. And if they can kill you and then pay the fine cheaper, you know, and they can make more money than not, they will do that. That's the way capitalism is. So no, we don't believe they should be able to do anything they want. But within reason, yes. If they could be sued by putting you on their platform and allowing you to spread lies against people that could possibly lead to violence, that's reasonable, right? Why would they be forced to do that? Why would they be forced to take the chance of maybe getting sued or maybe being a part of your lies in which lead to violence? That's totally reasonable, right? But this person said, this is a Sir Skeptic, "This private company should be a public works utility. Said Prison Planet never until he was deplatformed by the largest and most ubiquitous one." Yeah, he was never saying this before. He was never saying, you know, "Ooh, you don't want to serve gay people? Well, they should turn you into a public company because of that." No, he was never saying. Now their tune is all changing, right? When it affects them, these fucking hypocrites are totally different. They're ready for nanny state to come in and take over. They're ready for big government to come over and take over all of social media, aren't they? Because it affects them when they've done nothing but fucking bitch and complain about big government for 20 years. Just such hypocrisy. I don't know, folks. Just depressing. And here's an old tweet. Come back to, it's not even that old, really. Stoicism. Fucking try it. Stoicism means suffering in silence. Is that something Paul Joseph Watson is doing? Do you suffer in silence, Paul? I don't think you do. I think you're having a public meltdown about all this. I think you've done nothing but whine and complain continuously about this fucking shit. I don't think you're doing any suffering in silence, Paul. And if you're wondering why some of these conservative commentators are not welcome on Facebook anymore and why people don't want to be associated with them, let's just take a look at this conversation between Faith Goldie and Stefan Milner. I don't know how you pronounce Milner. See, I want to call him Mule Nuts, but people are like, Dusty, you calling him Mule Nuts is just like people calling Christy Winters Fisty Splinters. And it's hypocritical of you to say that they're being childish by calling her that, and not thinking it's childish for you to call Stefan Molyneux by his real name. But okay, I think that's kind of a fair criticism. I only call him Stefan Mule Nuts because he's a white supremacist, because he's a white nationalist, and I think that's fair. But anyway, I'll try harder to pronounce his name, Stefan Molyneux. So anyway, let's listen to why these people are not really that welcome on social media platforms like
inside
Facebook
these countries
anymore.
Right now.
What you got to say, bitch? Beautiful eyes, ugly soul.
I'm sorry, when it comes to protecting the border and in the European lands, I think that the only way that we will see any sort of marked improvement and halt to the current invasion is a two-pronged approach, one of which is preventative, which would involve NATO troops being deployed, because most of the nations that are now being affected do have a piece of the NATO pie, so to speak. NATO troops being stationed along the coastlines of Greece, Italy, and Cyprus, and I think that they need to be armed to the teeth, including RPGs, and they need to start firing at these boats. It is the only way that the message will go back to these countries that Europe is now closed for business. And quite outside of that, when you look at the actual adaptive approach to the folks who are inside these countries right now, we need to shut down the madrasas that exist. Hundreds of thousands of young Muslims across Europe right now are being educated in doctrinal madrasas, most of which are still not regulated. The UK just started regulating their madrasas. The radical mosques, shut them down. Anyone who's on a watch list, intern, absolutely. And when it comes to if you want to keep these madrasas open in any sort of way, we frankly do have to turn them into re-education camps to a degree where these children are taught European values, European history, and the European way of life. And if they want to study the Quran, it's going to be done in an honest way that shows how the 109 verses that say strike at the arms and necks of unbelievers are fundamentally incongruent with Western civilization. Sorry, that was my rant.
Well, it seems hard to even have conversations about solutions.
So there you go. She's calling for murdering immigrants with rocket launchers and putting them in re-education camps. So you guys kind of see a little bit why these people are not that welcome on social media? Why people are like, perhaps I don't want to be a part of this. No, I think you might be canceled. And this person says, Paul Joseph Watson, why is this conservative commentator not being welcomed on Facebook? Conservative commentator. Migrants should be murdered with RPGs and their children should be put into camps to learn European values. This is why. This is not hard to understand. It's not, all right? It's not censorship. I mean, maybe it is censorship, but it's, who could have a problem with this kind of censorship, right? Sometimes censorship is okay. Like, you can't go into your work and scream the N-word at your boss. That's censorship that you can't do that, but it's reasonable, right? Sometimes censorship is reasonable. Not always, but sometimes, right? So, not everything could be allowed to be said. Like, murdering immigrants shouldn't be allowed to be said. In the free marketplace of ideas, that's all bullshit, right? Because people will take this extremist ideology and they will go and they will commit violence. That's what they're doing. They're already doing it constantly. So, I don't know, not hard to understand to me. People should start fighting back against you guys. We should start, I mean, how many people have to die? How many white supremacists have to kill people before we start taking this shit more seriously? Well, no more, in my opinion. I take it seriously now. I think I already clicked on this one. Yeah. All right, let's see. Get off, bitch. And things aren't going very well for the UKIP party right now. Oh my God. So meanwhile, at the UKIP headquarters, so it's been a rough week. Our candidate went viral for saying he might rape a woman. Police investigated him for fake child porn tweets, and we lost 80% of our seats. What are we gonna do? I got it. Let's bring in the guy who was disgraced for defending pedophilia. That'll work. So anyway, Milo was coming in to help out the UKIP party. I'm sure that's going to go well. I am coming to London for a week, May 8th to May 14th, to join Sargon of Akkad, or AKID as I like to call it, on the UKIP campaign trail. Woohoo! Yeah, that's definitely going to get you some votes in at UKIP. Keep on crashing and burning, dudes. Like, seriously, what in the absolute fuck are you thinking? And this is Carl Benjamin, a.k.a. Sargon of Akkad in a nutshell. Nobody. Don't ask him anything. Sargon's like, hey, everybody. Look how rapey I am. Aren't I so rapey? I'm just the rapiest. And this is fuck off, rapist. Joke's on them. I was only pretending to be rapey. Somehow you guys are the one that looks stupid in this scenario. No, Carl. No, you're the one that looks very bad in this scenario. And like, dude, what in all the fucks? What is in your goddamn brain? I'll play this one next. This one's funny. So Carl Benjamin, one of his biggest influences and heroes is Nigel Farage. Is that how you pronounce his name? I guess he used to be a UKIP politician, and he left the UKIP party and whatnot. And he's one of Sargon's heroes, and he don't like Sargon. He basically came out and he shit all in fucking Sargon's face. Sargon's hero literally shit in his face. Let's watch. I almost feel sorry for Carl. If he wasn't such a big piece of shit, I would feel so sorry for him. But he's just such a horrible, garbage human being that it's so hard to feel sorry for him. So when his biggest hero shits in his face, it's like schadenfreude a little bit. It's like, I hate to laugh at his misery, but oh my God, it's so funny. Here we go.
You didn't get to meet Nigel Farage either, who's an absolute legend, by the way. I'm going to admit, I fanboyed.
One of its MEP candidates.
There's him talking about Nigel Farage. You got to meet Nigel Farage. He fanboyed. This is Nigel. This is Carl. Look at him. He's so beaming. He's so proud. I got to meet my hero. What does your hero have to say about you, Carl?
I fanboyed.
One of its MEP candidates has used the N-word, other offensive language in videos. I mean, how would you define racism?
Oh, well, in the case of that particular candidate, it's just outright abuse. Offensive abuse. And there's no doubt they've gone in that direction. Frankly, we won't even be discussing them after this election.
Is UKIP a racist party, or at risk of becoming one?
I think that it's attracted certain individuals that I would never have allowed to join UKIP.
Ooh, wicked burn, Carl. Damn. Apply ice directly to the affected area, your entire fucking body, your entire essence, your entire existence. Because your hero don't like you, thinks you're a racist shithead, is embarrassed of you. Just like the rest of us, Carl. Just like the fucking rest of us. And speaking of which, like, the funny thing is, Carl's hero is a shithead himself. He's a fucking giant shithead himself. Like, no fucking duh that Carl loves this guy. And this was fucking hilarious. This was on TV recently. This little girl's
Farage, if you would like to kneel there.
So this little girl is going to knight, I don't know who she is, I don't know whose kid she is, but she's going to knight Nigel Farage, but wait for it.
Come on then. Don't hurt me. Well, thank you.
You are now Sir Nigel Farage. We're also making you honorary British ambassador to America and honorary MP for South Planet because they didn't elect you for real. So arise, Sir Nigel.
Thank you very much. I'm honoured.
My mummy says you hate foreigners.
No, little girl. No.
Right.
You're not supposed to say that. That's very naughty.
That's naughty. You're just supposed to think it, not supposed to say it. But no wonder Carl loves him so much. He's anti-immigrant. That's why the piece of shit like Carl thinks he's a hero. So pieces of shit thinking other pieces of shit are pieces of shit. It's always funny. And that girl's cute. That was probably all set up. I mean, the camera cut to her right before she said it, so it looked like, I don't know, it was the cameraman's daughter or something. It looked like it was planned, but that's funny anyway. And let's go back to 2014 and listen to this conversation Carl had about
being a woman.
Shut up for a second. About the Me Too movement and women who claim to be sexually abused, and then I'll give my thoughts on it after he gives his really ridiculous, fucking stupid thoughts on it. Here we go. Play, bitch.
I just think Sarkeesian is on Believe All Women. If you believe every single woman, like if she says that guy raped me and you believe her unequivocally, all you're doing is empowering the women that lie about being raped. Because, hey, women do bad stuff too. And so now everybody's going to doubt rape claims because the media won't doubt or won't not doubt, but like ask reasonable questions.
Yeah, no, I really think that I totally agree with what you're saying, and this is something I personally have said before as well. If feminists, listen, you keep saying women are people too, and it's like that's great. I totally believe you, and that means they're just as capable as anyone else of being lying, deceptive, manipulative. They can do all of these things. So no, I'm not going to just believe you. I'm going to treat you as if a man was saying these things to me, and if a man was saying these things to me, I would be skeptical and then investigate. That's what these questions are. It's not fucking victim blaming, right?
Okay, so it's complete misunderstanding when people say believe women. This is the reactionary response to it. What if they're lying? You just want us to automatically believe everybody without investigating? Women could be lying. Lots of women do lie. You just want us to believe everybody without being skeptical. No, you goddamn idiots. That's not what the fucking thing they're saying is. Shit, dude. All they're saying is this. They're saying that the amount of women who lie about being sexually assaulted is far, 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 far fewer than the amount of women who are actually sexually assaulted and are telling the truth about it. The vast majority of the women who claim that they were sexually assaulted are telling the truth. So all these people are saying is, instead of just automatically doubting women when they tell you this or being incredibly skeptical, no one's saying don't investigate. Obviously, fucking investigate. But start off with thinking to yourself, okay, well, she's probably telling the truth because most women who come out and say they were sexually assaulted are telling the truth. So odds are, according to the fucking statistics, that she's being truthful. Obviously, I should still investigate it. Obviously, I should still look into the claims, and if the claims don't, bear out, if it's proven that she was lying, then I will think that she is lying. But all they're saying is don't automatically assume a woman is lying or don't automatically not believe her because most women are telling the truth. Now, are some women lying? Yes, some women are lying, which is why you should investigate, obviously. Investigate everything. All they're saying is trust but verify. Very, very simple. But these guys, anything that feminists put out, they have to attack. Like the Me Too movement. And they have to freak out about it. Oh my God, they're just trying to make every guy be a rapist. They're trying to make every guy like he's a sexual assaulter. When the truth is, women mostly lie about it. Women lie all the time about it to make men look bad. So I don't believe shit till you have the evidence. And that's the exact attitude that makes women not want to come out and admit when they were sexually assaulted because they're treated very badly. Yes, you should believe them, but also verify it afterwards. It's very simple, not hard to understand. You don't have to play ignorant and dumb about every fucking thing just because a feminist said it. But I guess he does because that's how he gets, money and shit. That's what Curl's all about. Curl. Oh, Curl. And, there's lots of likely reasons that you don't have a girlfriend. You might be an asshole. You might have poor hygiene habits. You are too scared to even ask girls out. But the unlikely reasons you don't have a girlfriend because a postmodern neo-Marxist have infiltrated the universities. Okay? It's not their fault. It's your fault. It's not because you're too nice. I'm such a nice guy. Girls love the assholes. You're not as nice as you think you are if you think that. You really aren't, okay? Has nothing to do with that. You should look inward. You should take personal responsibility. It's probably you. Like, I'm not very good looking. Okay. Like maybe a 7, maybe. I give myself a 7, I guess. I'm not tall. I'm like 5'7.5", 5'8", something like that without my tall shoes on. I'm old. I'm 44. I'm not in that great a shape. I'm a little bit chubby. Got just a little bit of baby fat on my gut here. I'm not rich at all. I made $18,000 last year. What else am I not? I'm not all that smart. I have my penis is only 7 inches. It's not that big. I don't have that many things going for me. But when it comes to women, like I do okay. Like I'm not saying I'm the greatest guy with women in the world. I'm like on a scale of 10. I'm like a 5. Like I'm medium. But I do okay, considering all the problems I have to deal with as far as being me goes. It's not that difficult, people. It's really not that fucking difficult. All you have to do is just be passionate about something. That's one thing women love. Women love for you to be passionate, and they love for you to be confident in yourself. Just be confident with who you are and have something that you're passionate about, and you can attract women. It's not really that complicated. So anyway, stop making excuses. Work on yourself. It's not women to blame. Women know what they want, and, just work on yourself to become something that a woman would want. Stop blaming them for it. I guess I'll go read the Super Chats again real fast. Super Chats, we're already an hour and 20 minutes into the show. Holy shit, this show goes by so quick. I really enjoy doing it. It allows me to say everything I want to say. It's amazing. Ooh, got a couple of them here. Let's see. Keep up the good work exposing these awful human beings, Dusty. Take some money. I think I already read that one, but thank you. Eric Fernandez. You already read that one. Except for states that only have one representative. Yep, that's a good point. I will think about that more and give you a better answer later. $2, Ariel Fernandez. Would you call yourself a cosmopolitan? I don't know what I would call myself, man. Everybody always calls me a redneck, but like, I guess it's because of my accent, and maybe I wear a hat, and I may sound like a redneck sometime, but growing up, like, I wasn't like the other kids. Like, when they were outside playing in the ditch, I was inside programming my own choose-your-own adventure games, and I don't like trucks. I don't like sports. I don't like cowboy hats. I don't like chewing tobacco. I don't like having sex with animals. I'm not a Republican. Like, I don't really see how I'm a redneck, but I guess just because of my accent. So some people say I'm metrosexual, and I guess when I was a Denver, I was very metrosexual. But now I'm not metrosexual at all. I basically wear the same shirt. Well, not the same exact shirt, but I have like 10 of these, and I just wear the same things and dress the same way all the time. So I'm not really metrosexual anymore, I don't guess. I don't know what I call myself. I'm just me. I'm just Dusty. Ain't really worried about it. D Garnin sent me $5. No, wait a minute. Somebody else sent me something first. Tyson Mindtown gave $5. Do you think that we need term limits on everything? Supreme Court, Congress, Senate? Yes, absolutely. Appointing people for life is ridiculous, right? They basically can do anything. And what is the point in allowing somebody to do anything without any checks and balances on them, without any fear of being fired? I mean, I understand why the Supreme Court is nominated for life, because they're like, they don't want it to affect their job performance. They want to be able to do whatever they want to do without knowing that if they do the wrong thing, they'll be fired or whatever. But that's still stupid in my opinion. They should have to answer to people without being able to do whatever the fuck they want. So term limits are very important to that, in my opinion. How did you quit drinking beer? What do you drink instead now? Did you start working out, exercising? I just quit. Like, I told everybody that I went on Facebook and I broke up with my girlfriend, and then I woke up the next day and I could not remember why I broke up with my girlfriend, and like, she was like, why did you break up with me? And I was like, I had no fucking idea. I was so embarrassed. And I was like, okay, well, like, you've handled your drinking I've only been drinking for about 5 years, I guess. I only really started heavily drinking about 5 years ago. And I was like, you pretty much handle your drinking well for the last 5 years, but clearly now you can't handle it anymore. And the moment you can't handle it anymore, you have to quit. And so I just quit immediately. And I haven't had a drop in 5 months. And I haven't, I wanted to drink a couple of times, but I was like, nah, you don't need it. Like, obviously you can't handle your shit. If you can handle your shit, you can't do it. It's as simple as that. And actually, you might not have noticed that I have not had any cigarettes in this podcast. I had a few like last episode, and everybody's like, Dusty, quit smoking. And I actually quit smoking. I did it. I quit smoking fucking cold turkey, and I'm not going to have any more cigarettes. And how I quit smoking is I just went and looked at how harmful it is to smoke. I know that sounds so stupid, because like, the number one thing people know is that smoking is bad for you. It's like literally on the pack. And like, when you think of smoking, the first thing that comes into your head is, oh, it'll kill you. And the first thing anybody says to you when they see you smoke is, hey, that's bad for you, it'll kill you. So you would think I would know that smoking was bad for you and it would kill you, and I would actually have to go look it up to see how bad it was. But for some reason, I was still really fucking stupid. And I was thinking, okay, it's bad for you. It could cause lung cancer, but the odds are still pretty small. It's pretty much in my favor. I was thinking like maybe like a 1 or 2% chance. See, I'm coughing already, even thinking about cigarettes. And so I was like, okay, well, there's probably a 98% chance I still won't die of like brutal, horrible lung cancer. It's fine. I'll take those odds. Smoking is fun. I'm not drinking anymore. I got to do something. So I actually went and looked it up. 25% chance you could die of lung cancer if you keep smoking your whole life. 25 fucking, that's 1 in fucking 4, dudes. Die a brutal, horrible, goddamn death from smoking. 1 in 4. And I was like, oh, hell no. What in the fuck? I had no idea it was that high. All right, well, that's it for me. Not having any more fucking cigarettes, and I put my cigarette out, and that was it. And I had been tempted a few times to pick it up, but I ain't gonna do it. Fuck that. I ain't gonna die for a goddamn cigarette. It's ridiculous. And they say that if you smoke heavily, even if you quit smoking, your risk of dying of lung cancer or heart attack or something, it never goes back down ever to the levels of a non-smoker if you're like a heavy smoker all your life. Now, I was only smoking for about maybe a year or two, so the chances of me going back down, if I quit for like 10 years, the chances of me like lowering the chances of dying from heart attack or lung cancer will probably drop to about the levels of non-smokers. You can still drop it heavily by quitting smoking. But if like you're a heavy smoker for like 20, 25 years, then it would never, no matter how much you quit smoking, it'll never go back down again to the levels of non-smokers. So just keep that in mind, dudes. Like, if you want to kill yourself, that's fine, but it's really fucking bad for you. Nobody should have to tell you that, but I had to be told that, and so I went and looked, and I quit smoking. So, yay, Dusty, I guess. I probably die tomorrow in a car wreck or something, so none of that'll fucking matter. I should have just enjoyed cigarettes, but okay, whatever. Can't think about it like that, I guess. Paige Bellow said, Dusty, could you ever date a woman who used to be a sex worker? Is it possible to confide in men about such a taboo and shameful part of your past? It's a tough question, because it's so hard on your ego to think about your mate being with hundreds of other men. And it's not really something against her. It's like I said, it's an ego thing. It's like, oh my God, she has all this experience with other men, so she knows what's good, and she's probably had better lovers than me, and so that kind of thing can like eat away at your self-confidence. It can make you, not want to be with the other person. But if you can get over your ego, then I don't think being with a sex worker is that big of a deal. Now, can I get over my own ego to do that? I would like to think so, but I've never done it, so it's easy for me to say when you've never done something. So something I would have to think about and I'd have to work on, but I think, like I said, if you can overcome your ego, sure. Good question. Thanks, Paige. And thank you for $20. Very, very generous. $20 from D-Dog 2015, also very generous. Another 20 pounds. When racists claimed that Africans enslaved each other, they didn't. One tribe defeated and enslaved another on the continent of Africa. It's like saying that the wars between England and France were European civil wars. Yeah, that's a good point. It's completely two different sets of people. They don't really consider themselves like the same just because they're the same color. They're not the same tribe. People are very tribal, so they consider themselves completely fucking different. So it's one group of people kidnapping another completely separate, different group of people, and it's only us that are grouping them together by the color of their skin. So it's a very good point you're making. Appreciate that. Zachary Jones, $5. Accidentally sent $400 on a super chat. Nudge the slide in the wrong place. Can I get at least some of that back? Sorry. Okay. I don't know. I guess we'll have to talk about this off the air. Gave me $400. How much did you mean to give me? 40? That's a lot, dude. I was sucking your dick for it and everything. Andrew sent me 400 kroners or whatever it is from Norway. I know this time. Yay, $500 from Norway. Here's some money so that you can end your dog napping career. Yeah, I hope I don't have to steal any more dogs. Really appreciate that. Thanks, man. Ariel Fernando says, I don't agree that just because a person is a fellow citizen, I guess that means fellow, that I should care more about their well-being than a person who isn't a fellow citizen. I guess that means a fellow, I guess. I agree. Like, I'm more about the human race, about everybody on the planet, than just being tribal and thinking somebody's worth more just because they happen to be born in my own country than another country. I think that's kind of tribalistic thinking that's harmful and separates us from each other. So not a bad thing to think about. Tino Boducci, $72. You give yourself a 7, more like a 50. I'm talking about my attractiveness, not my age. But thank you. I appreciate that, Tina. Ariel Fernandez, $20. I don't know any more from Pennsylvania, but just because they might be a fellow citizen, should I care more about their well-being than a citizen of South Africa? I'm not just American for Americans, I'm human for humans. Yeah, I feel exactly the same way. It's about the human race. It's about all of us together, and like I don't care like if migrants are trying to make a better life for themselves and come over here. Now, I do understand you have to screen people to make sure that terrorists and shit don't get in, but there's still people that are just doing whatever they can to make a better life for them and their families, and they should be treated with absolute respect and dignity and treated exactly like you would treat your fellow American who was trying to help their family, right? Not demonizing them or trying to make their lives harder or shutting flares in front of them, trying to make their journey more dangerous. That just makes you a piece of shit, right? In my opinion. Rexo, 44, salt and pepper Dusty is sexy. Yeah, I quit dyeing my beard so much. I started dyeing it kind of blonde, but I kind of let it go a little bit. And I still dye my hair somewhat, but I'm dyeing my hair blonde too. We'll see what happens. Not going back totally white, but blonde is pretty good. Let's see. Take the green pill, $7. Eating meat, dairy, eggs, and oil shortens your life just like smoking. You should watch the video uprooting the leading causes of death. But does it? Does eating dairy and eggs and oil shorten your life as much as smoking does? Maybe. I haven't looked that up, but that doesn't seem true. But anyway, I am a vegetarian, so I don't eat meat. Don't really eat eggs very often. But dairy, I'm still on the dairy. It's hard to get off. Probably need to work on that. But thank you for the super chats. Appreciate it. Super chats. More super chats, please. That's the beginning of the show. It's the lifeblood of the show. And Really appreciate it. And, everybody is so goddamn sensitive these days. You can hardly spread white supremacist propaganda anymore without somebody getting fucking upset about it. And this is what Professor Steve Hanke, great last name, he's like standing, giving a shout out to Dave Rubin. It's kind of a famous professor, too. Got a blue check mark and everything. It's a shame that he's fucking retweeting an idiot like goddamn Dave Rubin. Dave Rubin's like, seriously, we all need to get over being offended every time someone says something you don't agree with. Guess what? That's life. And I'd rather have that life any day than only hear from people who agree with me. And this is so hilarious that Dave Rubin is saying this, because Dave Rubin is one of the leading blockers on the internet. Anytime anybody says anything he doesn't agree with, he's such a fucking hypocrite. And that's what everybody's making fun of this professor for. Don't you even know anything about Dave Rubin? And so, look, the comments are everybody showing Dave Rubin blocking them. Let's look what he said first again. We all need to get over being offended every time someone says something you don't agree with. I'd rather have that life any day than only hear from people who agree with me. Here are all the people Dave Rubin blocks. Blocked by Dave Rubin. 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 Blocked. 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 So anyway, you guys get the idea. It's not loading up, but the entire thread is just nothing but 1,000 people showing this dumbass professor that he doesn't know what the fuck he's talking about, that Dave Rubin is the biggest fucking snowflake on the planet. Blocks everybody. And not only that, this is not saying anything new. This is the same trite, cliched bullshit they've been saying since the beginning of human history. Everybody's too sensitive. I mean, literally what the Nazis said, you know. Maybe we're putting Jews in concentration camps. Everybody's too sensitive about it. Don't be so sensitive. They deserved it. That's the KK used to say. Yeah, maybe we're lynching black people. Everybody's too sensitive. The darkies are attacking our white women. They deserve it. So people have used this as an excuse to do shitty things throughout the beginning of fucking history. And yes, there are plenty of occurrences where people are upset about things for unjust reasons. People are upset for no fucking good reason at all. They're just snowflakes. Yes. People need to stop being so upset about things that they shouldn't be upset about. But just saying that is nothing. You actually have to point out the individual occurrences of this happening and try to explain to people why they shouldn't be offended, instead of just this blanket statement that could be used for justifying horrible things just as easily as it could to justify things you shouldn't be offended by, right? It's literally a statement that says nothing and is useless of its own. But also, the fact that Dave Rubin is a huge fucking hypocrite. Blocked by Dave is a giant thing on the internet. He blocks about as many people almost as Steve Shives does. And other people like Shoe on Head. There's a thing blocked by Shoe. If you look at that hashtag, she makes fun of other people for blocking and censoring, and they're just as bad at it as anybody. You know, they're all fucking snowflakes. If you say one little thing they don't like, blocked. They have no interest in the marketplace of ideas or hearing ideas that disagree with them. They want their little echo chambers just like anybody else, and the fact that they continuously act differently about it just shows what fucking hypocrites they are. But we won't let you get away with it. We'll call that shit out. And speaking of Dave Rubin and fake news, such a fucking goddamn liar. This dude's a goddamn liar. First, Dave says, "Hi, Brian Stelter. I'm sorry to say, but CNN is the fake news network." Oh my God, how original. Such an original guy. "You're promoting the same alternative universe as BuzzFeed and sharing videos from repugnant characters. Prove me wrong, though. Share this and spend a month analyzing it like Covington." So he's calling CNN liars. Well, let's listen to Dave Rubin lie a little bit.
Both of us are sort of in that, not in the exact same political party.
So basically, this is somebody calling Dave Rubin out for adding people like Stefan Molyneux to the New Center. This is the new group of intellectual thinkers that Dave Rubin is setting up and believes is the future of the world. The people in the center, who are the really smart people who are giving out the best ideas to help everybody. He calls it the New Center. And he added white supremacist Stefan Molyneux to this New Center. And this guy calls him out for it. And he was like, "I never said Stefan Molyneux was the New Center." Well, yeah, you did, motherfucker. We got the receipts. Let's show you.
You talk about a new center evolving. But you draw that new center around some people that I would consider on the right, like Stefan Molyneux, for example.
Well, I've never said that Stefan Molyneux's in the new center.
Really?
Have you ever heard me say that?
I thought
yes, I have.
No, I've never said that.
Yes, you have.
So 5 years ago, where liberals and conservatives were just fighting about everything, now actually there's a new center developing. And I think both of us are sort of in that, not in the exact same political part, but to me that's irrelevant whether we agree on everything or not.
Yep, there you go. You just said he was the New Center, right? You lying motherfucker. You definitely said this white supremacist was part of your New Center. Why are you lying, Dave? You realize that your show is recorded, right? You realize that everybody sees it and it's up on your websites and all that good stuff, right? Anyway. He also called Paul Joseph Watson, spreader of anti-immigrant white supremacist conspiracy theories. He called Stefan part of the New Center. And also he called Mike Cernovich, who is alt-right adjacent right-wing shithead, who has also popularly appeared on Ancient Aliens, part of the New Center. So it's quite an eclectic group of thinkers Dave has added to this group, isn't it? Stop lying, Dave. Stop lying. Let's see. Next up, we have this tweet from me. Haha, it's me. So this is conservatives to any marginalized group in society. Hey, snowflake, stop playing the victim and take personal responsibility for your lives. This is what they said to black people and Black Lives Matters and gay people and trans people. Stop blaming everybody. Stop playing the oppression Olympics. Take personal responsibility. What happened to personal agency? And this is how a conservative act when they get banned on Facebook. This is Laura Loomer, or Lunar as I like to call her, because she is a fucking goddamn loon, this one. What you gotta say, Laura?
Crazy, but what are they doing? I want to know what people are actually going to do. My life is ruined. Does anybody understand how ruined my life is? I'm sick of it. I don't want to listen to people tell me that I'm a conspiracy theorist. They don't know what it's like to be me. My life is ruined, Alex.
No, I understand. I just think you need to go with it. And, I understand. I've been through this myself.
I love Alex Jones' response to this. He could not give a shit less. He's like, I know. You just got to go with it. I've been through it myself. But, yeah. You know you're fucking crazy when Alex Jones thinks you're crazy. And he's just dismissive of you. But anyway, that's the way they are. When it happens to them, it's totally different. My life is ruined because I got banned from Facebook. You fucking victim. Could you play the fucking victim more than saying your life is over and you're going to commit suicide? She's been threatening to commit suicide, by the way, over this. Because you got banned from Facebook. Could you be any fucking more privileged? The exact people who continuously tell any marginalized groups that they're crying snowflakes. Just the biggest fucking hypocrites on the planet. And so here is why it's kind of hard to feel sorry for Laura Loomer about all this. Because she is a piece of goddamn shit. Here's Laura Loomer. Well, this is Paul Joseph Watson first saying, Laura Loomer is now basically making thinly veiled suicide threats because of the way she has been treated. And many on here will laugh. Yet we are the hateful ones? Okay. I hope Laura Loomer is okay, is going to be fine. Her friends should check on her. Yeah, like I don't want Laura Loomer to commit suicide or anything, but is this not sort of snowflake behavior? And also Paul Joseph Watson is like famous for saying that mental health is not real. That depression is not real. So which is it, Paul? Is it real or is it not real? You should take a side of this. But anyway, here's why it's hard to feel sorry for her. Stefan Molyneux, over 2,000 migrants have died crossing the Mediterranean so far this year. And Laura Loomer's like, good, here's to 2,000 more. Well, wonder why Facebook doesn't want to be associated with you. I wonder why Twitter bans you. You're literally cheering on the death of 2,000 brown people. Seems a little racist. Just me, but that sounds a little bit slightly, just a little bit racist to me. I don't know. Call me fucking crazy, but that sounds racist. But anyway, that's why I don't feel too fucking bad for her. Sorry, just can't. I have empathy for people, but only so much. It only goes so far. And I guess I'll take a quick break and I'll read the super chats, and then we'll do the video segment, because we're already an hour and 40 minutes in the show, and we haven't even got to the goddamn video segment yet. I only thought this was going to be a 2-hour show, man. Show goes by so fucking quick when I start running my goddamn mouth. So let me check the super chats real quick. Super chats. Nope, no more super chats. More super chats, please. I need more super chats to answer. And in the meantime, I will go to the video segment. We only have 7 videos today. I didn't really find much. I don't want to show videos if there's not really any many videos to show. And some people don't like the fight videos. There's only a few fight videos today. But I like them. I think they're entertaining. So anyway, here's why you don't fight on the street. Like, I'm trying to explain to people, do these video segments, do these fight videos to explain to people why you shouldn't fight. It just makes you look stupid. But here's a good reason never to fucking fight on the street. Here's a bouncer versus this guy. And right there, he kicked the guy in the leg. You know me. You know the fucking first rule of Dusty Fight Club. Well, the first rule is don't fight. But the second rule is if somebody kicks you in the leg, run away immediately. Do not fight this person if they kick you in the leg. They know how to fight. This guy did not listen. He did not listen to the second rule of Dusty's Fight Club. So now the guy's got him in a front choke, guillotine choke. Now they're struggling for a position. The guy's just trying to get a hold of him so he can fuck his head up on the concrete. And now he's got you, and then boom! Now you're out. He slammed your head on the concrete, and now you're out like a fucking light, and he's going to walk away like you don't even exist. This is why you don't fight, motherfuckers. It can only go badly for you. And here's a bully fight. This motherfucker, I guess he's drunk, but what a fucking asshole. He's just looking for somebody to fight, man. Prove how tough he is. Look, I'm a man. I'm a fucking man. I swung at this guy. I will beat your ass. I'm a tough guy. Look at me. Oh, I'm going to punch you. I'm in my fight stance. I'm jabbing. Now let me walk up and just punch somebody just randomly for no fucking reason. Hey, this guy's over here standing and minding his own fucking business. I'm just going to walk over here and just punch him in the fucking face. I'm a badass. Look how fucking tough I am. What you doing just standing there? He's like, what are you doing, dude? So, punch him right in the face. He's like, dude, what the fuck? I didn't even do anything. Yep, well, badass. That guy just lays him out. Yeah, you want to be a badass? You want to walk around punching me for no reason? How about that? I'll sucker punch the shit out of you, and now you're goddamn out on the ground forever, humiliated on the internet for the rest of your fucking life. Everybody know you're the goddamn bully asshole who got his ass fucking laid the fuck out while everybody stood over your goddamn corpse and laughed at you, you fucking piece of shit. Exactly what should have happened to you. And if you guys, and look, this is what I'm always fucking talking about. This is why you shouldn't fight. Now, for two reasons. I've told this before. My grandfather killed somebody in an accident in a bar fight. He got in a bar fight with somebody, true story, and he killed the guy, and he did like 5 years in jail. Didn't mean to kill the guy, accidentally did. So not only could you be killed yourself accidentally, somebody could punch you the right way, you could fall the wrong way, you could die very easily. Not only that, though, but you could kill somebody. Like, even if you don't mean to, you could ruin your entire life, and this is exactly what happened here. This is a guy who was on I guess it was a Latino soap opera. Really good-looking fucking soap star. They had this road rage incident, right? This guy, I don't know what the fuck problem. He walks to this guy's car, and then he walks back to this car. And as he's walking by this car, this soap opera star jumps out of his car, runs all the way over to him, punches him in the face, knocks him out. This guy, really good-looking soap star. Now his life is over because he got out of his car, he punched the guy, and the guy died. He killed this guy in one fucking punch. Now, obviously, he didn't mean to. He killed this guy. But it doesn't matter if you mean to or not, right? It's so easy to do. Now his entire life is ruined. His entire career is over. You know, he's no longer a soap star anymore. Here he is getting out of the car, walks over here. The guy's walking away. No reason at all for him to walk over and punch this guy. Like, no reason whatsoever. But yep, I'm gonna show you. Bip. Guy fell, hit his head, and now he's dead. So your career's over, that guy's dead, all for stupid, nonsensical reasons, right? So don't fight, motherfuckers. Don't fight. Could ruin your life. Walk away. You don't have anything to prove to anybody. Nothing good could come out of it whatsoever. So just toxic masculinity, dude. It's just fucking toxic masculinity. And here's a video of a guy getting shot in the face. You don't believe me? Watch. This guy gets shot in the fucking face.
If you don't fucking back off now, I'm going to shoot you. All right? Right in the fucking face. Right. Now back off and don't fucking fuck with me anymore. Right. You ain't got any evidence about your fucking car. I can carry this if I want to. I'll shoot you in the fucking eye. Just you don't back off.
Just the thing about carrying
back off now, I'm going to shoot you. Right. Now tell me about it.
Yep, just shot him in the face. Now, it was a pellet gun, I guess, but he shot the guy right in the fucking face with a pellet gun.
He just shot me in the eye, by the way.
Yep. Tried to shoot him in the eye, which will kill somebody. Basically tried to kill that guy. When he gets in the car, you can see his fucking face is all bloodied up from where he got shot.
I've got to take this off now.
Right.
Yeah.
I've just been shot in the face.
I just got shot in the face. Yep, you sure did. That's some crazy ass shit, isn't it? Don't know what the fuck happened there. And you probably never asked yourself this question, but let's ask yourself this. What would happen if a soccer mom got inside a professional mixed martial arts ring with a future world champion? How could this possibly go wrong? No possible ways. There you go.
Fighting out of the
This is future mixed martial artist world champion. I don't know what her name is, but she's a future Bellator champion. And she's going against Soccer Mom. Let's see how that goes. Yeah, not good. Lasted all of about 3 seconds. Punch in the face. Punch in the face. Punch in the face. Down she goes. And then just for good measure, boom, right on the chin, out like a light. Now you might be asking, Who in the fuck allowed this fight to happen? Who in the goddamn hell would let a soccer mom in the goddamn ring with a world champion? That's just a crazy, crazy fight. Well, apparently what happened was, it was this girl's first fight, the one that won. She's a champion now, but she wasn't a champion at the time. She was a well-trained fighter. This is her first fight. And this woman had 3 fights for some reason. She was a soccer mom, but this is her 3rd fight, and she had lost all 3 fights. So they basically just fed her to this girl as a warm-up, but totally should not have done that. Whoever booked that should be fired as fucking shit. That's just crazy. Soccer mom, stay out of the ring. And here's what happens sometimes to bullies. And I just love to see bullies get their ass whooped. That's just me. Feel like comeuppance. Just fucking feels good. And this is a hilarious example of toxic masculinity from a lot of different points of view, from both their points of view. So let's watch it, then I'll talk about it.
Waiting on you, dude.
Waiting on you, dude. Let's go. Let's go, dude. That's what the big guy says at him.
Punching a gay boy with his hands down.
And then, of course, he's going to be toxic masculine, too. He's going to use gay slurs. I'm not punching you because you're gay and you got your hands down, homo. So I don't like either one of these guys. Both of these guys are shitheads. Both of these guys are amazing examples of toxic masculinity. But anyway.
You're not punching me? A gay boy with his hands down.
A gay boy with his hands down. Put your hands down. Put your hands up, motherfucker, because you're gay. Gay guys don't put their hands up.
With your hands down? I'm not a bitch like you. That's the point I'm trying to make. I'm not a bitch like you. I'm not a fucking bitch like you.
Just so cringe, this behavior. I got something to prove to you. I'm not a bitch. I'm a man. I'm a big man, unlike you. Who's a bitch? It's like, no, you are a bitch. He's about to win this fight. Spoiler alert, this little guy's about to win this fight and cooler and everything because the other guy's kind of a bully. But at the same time, you are still an insecure piece of shit. You really are. Only insecure pieces of shit feel the need to prove themselves like this to people instead of just walk away and laugh at this big tard, right?
Shot, dude.
And then immediately takes his back. And now you're going to choke him out. You fucked up. You did. You let him take your back so easy. And he's punching. And now I love this. I love how in real fights, people try to tap out. You can't tap out in real fights, motherfucker. It doesn't work like that. That's why you stay out of real fights. Motherfuckers don't let you go when you tap. And he's like, nope, I'm done. Tapping. Tappity tap tap. Tappity tap tap. Nope. I'm going to choke you unconscious. Now that you're unconscious, I'm going to beat the shit out of you. Yep. Now that you're unconscious, you can't defend yourself. I'm going to punch you in the fucking face over and over again. Bitch. Yep. And now that guy got his ass whooped and he's stumbling around. Oh shit, I just got my ass whooped.
I'll fucking have mercy on you.
I'm going to have mercy on you.
Mercy on you, come get it.
Like, nope. Stay back.
No.
Yeah, I love it. I love that guy. Just got his ass whooped, and now you want to start some more shit? Like he just won. Dude, you got choked the fuck out and beat the fuck out of. How you acting like you just won this fight?
Take my hand and leave it at that. You want to start some more shit?
You want to start some more shit? Well, if he did, what are you going to do about it? You got choked out and beat, dude.
I'm not the one who just got fucked up, bro.
Yeah, I mean, that's a good point. And look, he can't take it. Like, you got beat, dude. But no, my pride's hurt. I got to get my get back. I got to keep walking up on this guy even though he just whooped my ass. I got to get my get back. No, dude. Walk away. Walk away.
And I tapped, and you didn't let up.
Yeah, bitch. It's a fucking fight.
Yeah, I tapped and you didn't let up. Yeah, motherfucker, it's a fight. What do you think? This is real life. We're not in a goddamn ring.
Tap, you let up.
If you tap, you let up. No. You don't do that in a real fight, dummy.
That's how a fucking man does it. You fucking went for a takedown.
That's how a fucking man does it. But even the guy that wants the toxic masculine dipshit just can't stand. This is why I don't hang out with dudes, man. Just embarrassing to hang out with dudes all the time that think they have something to prove all the time. They got to get over on you and prove how manly they are. It's just chill the fuck out, dude. I don't have anything to prove to you. You don't have anything to prove to me. Let's just relax and have a good time. What the fuck? Anyway, last up, we're going to go to this toxic Taco Bell meltdown. And this chick, here's a privileged chick if I ever fucking saw one, right? God, let's just watch.
A medium french fries and from the dollar menu.
Yeah, you a Taco Bell, bitch.
French fries. We don't sell french fries. You know, you're Burger King, you don't sell french fries.
No, you're not Burger King, bitch.
This is Taco Bell. See? Okay, with Taco Bell, literally, I've never been able to not get an order in.
Oh, sorry. Welcome to Taco Bell. We are here today.
You've never not been able to buy fries at Taco Bell? They don't sell fries at Taco Bell. What the fuck are you even talking? I don't know if she's drunk or what her problem is, but this bitch thinks she got Burger King. She got all kinds of problems.
Tell me what French fry orders you have.
Tell me what French fry orders you have.
No, not French fries you have. Anything along the side. Anything that's helpful, just tell
Anything that's helpful, just tell me. What do you have instead of French fries? Well, they don't have French fries or anything fucking like that. They have Cinema Crispas. That's not like French fries. They have nachos. That's not like French fries. They don't have anything like French fries. You are not at fucking Burger King, bitch. You at Taco Bell. She can't help you with that.
I'm not asking if it's French fries. I'm literally asking. Tell me what you guys.
That's the menu. Go ahead. Read the menu.
It's a menu, bitch. Look at it.
You want to be like nice.
Do you want to be nice to me? This is racist at its finest. She's not being racist towards you. You're ordering something that's not on the menu. She's literally telling you, look at the menu, order what's on the menu. You at Taco Bell. She'd be a racist towards me because she won't tell me what's like French fries. What is wrong with you?
And it's
no, it's not, girl.
No, it is.
They got tacos and burritos.
Oh, I'm so happy because you have 4 eyes and like literally.
Yeah.
She's gonna make fun of the dude for having glasses. I'm so happy, 4 eyes. He's trying to help you, trying to explain to you. They don't have French fries. They got tacos and burritos. It's Taco Bell, bitch. How do you not know what Taco Bell has? You live in America, right?
Look at the menu.
You're ignorant. Zero eyes.
Yeah.
No, I'm not. Like literally, I
you
work
are.
with people who are challenged every day, and I never.
Would you go to Burger King and order tilapia or a taco? No, you wouldn't.
I
That's their
didn't. I
menu.
just ordered French fries. Literally.
They don't have
Like,
French
did you
fries.
see this?
They don't have French fries.
I know, but it's fucking Burger King. I never come here.
This is Burger King.
That's not the point, but what I'm asking for, I asked her at the window. I asked her at the window, do you sell French fries? She said nothing to me. Nothing. She just looked at me like, I was a piece of shit. I'm like, okay, I'll go around.
Let's try to make the day better. Okay? Let's try to turn this around. Okay, let's stop. Let's try to turn this around. I had the headset.
I don't have problems in my life, literally. I don't.
What would you like? What would you like? We have burritos, we have tacos.
I would like, literally, someone to treat me like a human being.
That's what I'm doing
But
right
this
now.
cannot happen here, so I'm leaving.
Okay, have a good night. Have a good night.
I'm leaving because you're not treating me like a human being. What a fucking entitled, whiny bitch. Shit, dude. Nobody's being mean to you. They're just saying they ain't got fucking French fries. Shit, one of those girls that needs a near-death experience to get her priorities in order. You can tell that everybody's always kowtowing to her, mollycoddling her. I think I said that right. But seriously, girl, it's just embarrassing. Obviously, she's drunk. Probably a college student, drunk off her ass. Trying to get some late-night munchy food. Probably stoned as well. That's what we're at on the show. Nope. Okay, here we are. Oh, yeah. Also, some of the other guys, I skipped this one before, but talking about other people that Dave Rubin claims is part of his news center. Let's see who else is in this beautiful news center. Dave Rubin.
We'll be in 10 years. We'll be fighting the
real
right
name. This is Mike Centerovich, right-wing shithead of the highest order.
Guys like you and me, our whole fucking lives, we're gonna be like, we'll be in 10 years. We'll be fighting the right again, and then in another 10 years, we'll be fighting the left again.
Yeah. So that center. So where do you actually consider yourself politically? I think I have a good sense, and one of the things we've been talking about here is sort of this new growing center.
So 5 years ago, where liberals and conservatives were just fighting about everything, now actually there's a new center.
It's amazing how his new center is all right-wing shitheads, isn't it? He's trying to shift the Overton window to make right-wing shitheads seem like the new center, like white supremacist. Oh, you're the new center. This is just center of the road shit, isn't it? No, Dave. No, Dave, with your white supremacist shilling bullshit. No, it's not the new center, Dave. You are not part of the center in any way. You are a right-wing shithead who literally works for a hate preacher who thinks gay people are the same as pedophiles. Gay people like you, Dave, and the husband you claim to love so much. You work for people who literally think your husband is the same as a pedophile. You fucking piece of shit. See right through you, Dave. We see right through you. Was your daddy a glassmaker? Because I see right through you. And here's Ben Shapiro again. Ben Shapiro really pushing the anti-Semitic shit, and he almost always claiming anybody who speaks out against Israel in any way is anti-Semitic. These are the same people that continuously say, you guys call everybody racist. You call everybody racist because you just want to shut us up by calling us racist. 100% what Ben Shapiro does all day long. Ben Shapiro's defending genocide, Jew-hating terrorists right on cue. And Sean calls him out. What the fuck, Ben? Don't you know that using overboard or nasty labels to describe everyone with whom you disagree is bound to alienate large groups of people and radicalize smaller ones? Instead of bombing people, you disagree with, you should debate them in the marketplace of ideas. And he's basically making fun of something that Ben Shapiro actually said. Ben Shapiro says, no, your reaction is supposed to be perhaps using overboard and nasty labels to describe everyone whom I disagree is bound to alienate large groups of people and radicalize smaller ones. But that's exactly what you're doing, Ben. Everybody you disagree with is a genocidal Jew-hating terrorist, right? Fucking hypocrites. You do exactly what you accuse the other side of doing, and we see right through it. And one of my favorite parts of the show is shitting on Tim Pool. Everybody says, hey, Dusty, you could play bingo with your show because you talk about a lot of the same stuff all the time. So we should have bingo cards. And then we talk about similar subject. We can mark it off on the bingo card. So for those of you who had me shitting on Tim Pool on your bingo card, go ahead and mark that one off because I love fucking shitting on this lying right-wing pretending to be a conservative motherfucker. And here's him pretending like he don't know what the Great Replacement Theory is. Give me a fucking goddamn break. That goddamn Tim Pool, who has hung out with tons and tons and tons of fucking radical right-wing white supremacist shitheads, don't know what the fucking Great Replacement is. And this is Mr. Cody Johnson from some other news. Awesome, funny guy. You guys should check him out. Tim, it's extremely weird that you're a journalist who talks to and about white identitarian movements and the contents of the Christchurch Shooter Manifesto, which was literally called the Great Replacement, yet you seem to not know what the Great Replacement Theory is. And so yeah, him showing that he's basically claimed that he read the manifesto of this guy who talks about the Great Replacement, but now he's trying to pretend like he doesn't know what the Great Replacement is. And the reason he's trying to pretend like he doesn't know what it is because he has got all these right-wing shitheads that follow him now that are spreading the Great Replacement Theory. And also he's kind of spread some of it before himself, but now he wants to play ignorant now that he's getting called out on it, like he don't know what the fuck it is. I've never heard of it. Which is bullshit, Tim. You know what the Great Replacement is, Tim. Why are you lying, man? Why the fuck are you lying? Let's see if I have some receipts to show that he's lying. Might have saved some. This is something else he said dumb. Let me cover that in a minute. Let's see if the next one is. This is more from Dr. Cody Johnston. Dr. Mr. Cody Johnson. I'll get that right in a minute. Oh, this is the same thing. Kind of hard to take this person seriously or think they're an honest actor when they cover white identity movement, specifically referencing the contents of the manifesto called the Great Replacement, and a month later pretend to not know what the Great Replacement Theory is. Yeah, it's like either you're lying and you do know what it is, or you are the most inept reporter of all time who doesn't research or do anything even close to Googling things and finding out what you're talking about. So which is it? Are you incredibly fucking incompetent or are you a liar? Because neither one make you look good. Both ways you're a fucking idiot. At least if you're a liar, you're not stupid. So it's probably better if you're a fucking liar. And here's some more from Tim Pool, liberal Tim Pool. This is why they keep calling everyone far right. The right barely moved and the left has gone off the rails. Yeah, the right has barely moved, right? Sure, Tim. Sure you haven't. And Fallout Lou Vegas calls him out. The far left believes in ridiculous things like socialized medicine and public education. The moderate right believes in white genocide and skull measuring. I wish the left would just give it up already, shake my head. And he's always trying to blame the left for everything when the right has gone fucking off the rails. Nuts, man. We literally have the President of the United States retweeting a white supremacist doing a white supremacist dog whistle. And you're going to tell me the fucking right hasn't moved? Goddamn, Tim, come on. At least quit pretending you're liberal, Tim. At least fucking quit with this shit. Just be honest. At least you'll be honest. You know, at least you won't seem like such a fucking hypocrite that just lies all the time. If you just come out and say, okay, yes, I'm a conservative who hates liberals, and that's why all my material is aimed at shitting on liberals primarily, while almost continuously giving the right a pass. But instead you're doing the Sargon thing, which nobody falls for anymore. Sargon ruined that grift for you. You can't do the Sargon grift after Sargon ruined it for you. So just quit, dude. Quit. And I think this is more of him pretending to be dumb. Oh, yeah. And Tim Pool, pretending to be dumb. What's the Great Replacement? Also Tim Pool. People are threatening their cultures being diluted. It's one of the big rifts in the cultural war. Western population is in decline. America gets bad news. You're literally helping to spread some of this white supremacist propaganda of the Great Replacement. You're literally doing it and then pretending like you don't know what it is. Yeah, you know. You know exactly what you're doing, dude. Stop playing dumb. Take that fucking stupid beanie off so we can see your dumb bald head, dude. Come on. Stop playing stupid. And firefighter Mark Taylor, and bald is beautiful, by the way. I don't mean to make fun of him for being bald. I'm a bald man myself. I'm a bald man with hair. But I only have hair because I had hair reconstruction surgery, and then I take pills that make me have hair. And so I have this beautiful long mane of hair. I wouldn't call it long, but anyway. Apparently I didn't think Bob was that beautiful. I had surgery. So-called firefighter prophet Mark Taylor says that Satan is using chemtrails to fill humanity with barium and aluminum, which spell out the initials ball. Satan is so clever. And turn us into walking antennas that block out God's frequency. What in the fuck, dude? How inept is your God that he has to communicate with people or spread out his message through some kind of frequency that can be combated by Satan through elements, barium, and aluminum? This is the worst plan any all-powerful being has ever had in the existence of human being. I mean, how fucking lame can your God possibly be if this were the truth? It's a good thing this is not the truth. If an all-powerful being behaved this way, if they were this inept, they're about as inept as Tim Pool is, aren't they? It would be sad. It's lucky that this is not true. And do I believe this guy believes this? No, I don't think this guy believes this. I think he's a con artist like all these other motherfuckers who say whatever they have to say to scare people to earn money on. So anyway, that kind of makes me wish chemtrails were true. I wish we could have a barrier that turns off God's frequency. That would be amazing. Good thing that doesn't actually work like that. So stupid. So dumb, it's hard for me to explain to you without charts and diagrams. And this guy's like, I was attacked with a glass bottle because of my MAGA hat. Were you, though? Was that really the reason you were attacked? Because of your MAGA hat? Or might it have something to do with something else, I wonder? If there could have been some other reason that people might have attacked you. I don't know. It's a mystery. Might have to think about that one. Think you might be a liar, dude. Just a little bit. Think you might be a giant fucking liar. And this is so fucking stupid, dude. This is obviously a trend that's going around. I know they saw that people, I think they were in Iraq doing this. This is a Middle Eastern thing where they fucking cut your hair with fire. And it's obviously a YouTube gimmick that is going around. And dudes, don't let people cut your fucking hair with fire. All right? I shouldn't have to say this. Nobody should ever have to say this. But yeah, that's why you don't do that, dude. What the fuck? Don't do everything you see on YouTube, you fucking idiots. Hard to believe that you would have to be taught this lesson, but have you learned nothing from Michael Jackson? Remember what happened to that motherfucker? Did a Pepsi commercial? Whole head caught on fire? Not good for you. And, there's no name higher than Jesus except for Dave. Dave has something to say about that. And praise Dave. My Lord and Savior Dave fucking trumps Jesus once again. So keep it up, Dave. The only name higher than Jesus. Love to see that. Fucking Dave's awesome. We worship him any day over Jesus. And here's today's incel nice guy tweet for you. This is cringe as fuck. A woman choosing a fuckboy over a man who loved her and ends up getting dumped. Sound familiar? And this is a Game of Thrones spoiler. So if you guys have not seen the latest episode of Game of Thrones, you might want to pause this immediately and skip over this part. I'm not going to talk about it much, but if you haven't seen it, apparently Lady Brienne, she's not Lady anymore. She's Sir Brienne now because she got knighted or some shit, right? So she chose, what's his name? Oh, not Lannister. What's his name? One of the Lannisters, the tall, good-looking Lannister. Jamie Lannister. Oops. She chose Jamie Lannister over the big, scary northerner guy because she wanted some of that Lannister dick, and he got all up in that Sir Brienne, didn't he? And so anyway, here's the incels mad about it. She's like, Jamie Lannister's just a fuckboy. The guy who really cared about her, the nice guy who would have taken care of her and been there for her. She didn't give him a chance, just like women do in real life. Dudes, seriously, women are not rejecting you because you're too nice. Women are not rejecting you because you're not a fuckboy. It has nothing to do with that. It's because of you. Look internally. Stop blaming other people for your own problems. This is why you don't get women, right here. This is a great example because you think this is true. Just quit it immediately. And this is horrible. Apparently, if this is true, I guess it's true. China has placed nearly 1.5 million Muslims in concentration camps. They are subject to torture in these camps. This is human rights atrocity. This is ethnic cleansing. No one seems to care. And this is people who are like, you don't seem to have a problem with ethno-states like China. China's an ethno-state. You have a problem with that? You'll call them out like you do other ethno-states? Yes. Yes, I will. This is one of the problems with having ethno-states like China. They fucking treat people horrifically. They abuse human rights horrifically. Like in China, I heard that they make certain women who have like brown hair, like naturally have brown hair, they make you dye your hair black just so you'll blend in and you won't stand out. That is not a good society. It's not a good culture. And yes, I will call that out just as quick as I'll call out any other fucking white nationalist country. I know it's not white nationalist, but I'll call it in the same way I would call it a white nationalist country. And remember, Jesus was fighting a couple shows ago. Well, Jesus is fucking back fighting again. So who you think would win? Jesus or Spider-Man? Place your bets. What you got? Jesus? You think Jesus will beat Spider-Man? Oh no. Let's fucking see. Fight!
What it meant to be will eventually be a memory of a time I tried so hard and got so far.
Get him, Jesus! Whoop that ass, Jesus! Whoop it! Oh. I don't really know who won that one. I guess nobody won. I guess we all lost, but I just like to see Jesus fight. And makes you really tough to be in a Jesus costume fighting at a Linkin Park concert. That's just the greatest thing I've ever seen in my entire life. So keep it up, Jesus. Keep being a badass. But there's only one name higher, Jesus. That's Dave. I want to see Dave and Jesus fight. That would be a slobber knocker, wouldn't it? Get my money on Dave. Dave rules. And of all the incredibly stupid Molyneux, I guess I'm pronouncing it right, takes out there, the one claiming too much government interference caused the media oligopoly that is now stifling free and open speech is absolutely the stupidest. Yeah, now they hate the government so much that they're literally blaming the government for the fact that Facebook is banning people. What in the fucking shit does big government have to do with Facebook and private companies banning people? Tech censorship is just a shadow cast by the real problem. Whoever wins an election controls trillions of dollars. The government controls way too much. The stakes are too high. Greed corrupts. Over time, reducing the power of government will reduce the incentive to censor. Isn't your side literally calling on the government to take over Facebook and make it a public utility? Aren't you guys literally calling on Twitter to do that, to nationalize this stuff? What the fuck are you even talking about? What does the government have to do with Facebook and Twitter censoring you people? What a goddamn galaxy brain take from Stefan Molyneux. Just everything is the government's problem. Everything is some conspiracy theory. They're such the victim. In every possible way you can be a victim, they are the fucking victim. Shameless. And this guy's fucking hilarious. Let's watch this one. Come on, you can do it. You can do it, computer. Still need a new computer. Super chats. Remind you of the super chat. Super chats help fund the show. So if you guys want to send me a super chat, I will answer any question that you can possibly have for me in the super chats. Come on. You can do it. So anyway, I like this guy's thought process. He's like, hey, I have a giant boa constrictor or python here who evolution designed specifically to strangle things to death. It was been designed for millions of years of evolution, has refined the process to make this thing the ultimate squeezing and killing machine. So why don't I just put it on my bare neck? Yeah, let's see what happens. What's the worst possible thing that could happen? Me putting this constrictor directly on my throat? Yeah. And now you're out. Yeah. Now you're unconscious now because you put a strangling, killing machine on your throat, you fucking moron. And the kids are just watching like, is this part of the show? No, it's not part of the show, kids. No, this is a guy being murdered right now by a snake because he dumb. He very dumb. And they're running over like, oh shit, that fucking snake about to strangle you to death. Yeah, that's what he do. That's what the snake do. He strangles things. Yeah, now you out. Poor snake. The snake just doing what it do. So, some lessons shouldn't have to be learned, but apparently this one does. So, moral of the story, don't put a boa constrictor on your throat. Just don't do that. That's a bad idea for you and a bad idea for the snake. So, I don't know. Is it bad that I feel more sorry for the snake than I do for the dude? Because, I don't know, dude. Shouldn't have to learn that lesson. It should be pretty obvious. And this is my biggest fear. This is why I fear doing live shows. This is a professor at his school, and I guess he decided to cast his laptop up to the big screen, but he forgot that Google shows the last searches that you did here, and he's got X anime porn, X videos, Pornhub. Dude's all fucking into porn. He loves his porn, that's for fucking sure. I'm trying to look over here, so what else he had over here, but anyway, that's embarrassing. One of his kids The guy said that this is the third time he showed this. He said the first time he was freaking out, and the second time he showed he was freaking out. So the third time he was ready, he had his phone ready. And the guy didn't seem to notice, and nobody else seemed to notice. But, yeah, I'm horrified that you guys are going to see some of my freaky porn when I'm live casting. So just know that there's all kinds of freaky shit. You guys know me. I'm a freak. So I remember one time, true story, I was in my office in there. It's where I had it set up in here. And I was accidentally live streaming for like an hour. I guess I had OBS open, and I had it all set up to live stream to Twitch. And I guess I accidentally hit the button. I guess there's probably a hotkey that live streams, and I hit it, and I didn't mean to, and I didn't realize it was on. So for like an hour, I was sitting there surfing the internet and shit, live streaming and not knowing it. And I could not fucking believe that I didn't masturbate. It was like the only time in the history of my life I've ever sat in front of a computer for an entire hour without masturbating. And I'm so lucky, because there could have been this footage of me just sitting there masturbating to my weird porn all over the internet. Somebody could have took that and embarrassed the shit out of me. But luckily, I didn't do anything like super cringy or embarrassing the hour I was being filmed and other people were watching it. And I immediately noticed, and I deleted it. And I guess nobody saved it and shit before I deleted it. But yeah, man, that was a close one. You guys could have seen me masturbate all over the internet. Would have never lived that down. But then people, hey, Dusty, remember when you were accidentally streaming and you were masturbating to midget porn? Then you guys could have seen my cum face that I make when I think no one's watching. It's something like this. So I'm glad that wasn't viral. That would have been very embarrassing. And this was from Brother Tyrone X. What's up, Brother Tyrone? Oh, my God. White people. Dude, white people got to be stopped. Like, I'm not really into white genocide, but I'm starting to, like, wonder. Maybe white people should be undone. Maybe we need Thanos to come snap his fingers and get rid of the white folks. Because, like, what the fuck, dude? Why? Why, white lady? Why are you sitting in the audience and tongue kissing your dog? Why are you doing that? Like, that ain't right. There's no part of this is right. Call the authorities. That's animal abuse. Seriously. What in the absolute fuck, man? I love my dogs, but I can absolutely assure you I've never let a dog stick a tongue in my goddamn mouth, because I know what they eat. I know where their tongues are. They're usually in each other's booty holes or eating shit. That is fucking disgusting. And this is an awesome fucking tweet. Dear libtards, keep in mind how stupid you fucking libtards are, you goddamn libtards. Dear libtards who think Facebook is a privately owned business, there's a thing called fact-checking. Facebook is a public business that's publicly traded. Using that argument to justify banning Alex Jones doesn't work. That's right, you libtards. It is you who are stupid. Don't you know that every business who is traded on the stock market is a public company? When you're publicly traded, that means you are a public company that's owned by the public. That's how it works, motherfuckers. But no, that is not how it works, dumb bitch. I love how she so condescendingly calls us libtards when she doesn't understand even the basics of what she's talking about in any fucking possible way. Just because a company is publicly traded on the stock market does not mean it's a public company, okay? Does not mean it's owned by the fucking public. What you're talking about is socialism, where the public they seize the means of production. That's not what happens in a capitalist society. It's still a private company. The money does not go to the public. The money goes to their private shareholders who bought stock in it because it's private. Holy shit. Millie Weaver. Never change, Millie Weaver, in your Make America Great hat. You're an amazing person. And here's I think this is the President of the United States bitching because James Woods has been banned from Twitter. How can it be possible that James Wood and many others, a strong but responsible conservative voice, yes, so strong and responsible, is banned from Twitter? Social media and fake news media, together with their partner, the Democratic Party, have no idea the problems that they are causing for themselves. Very unfair. What are you going to do about it, Trump? What you going to do? You going to seize the means of production? You going to go all socialist on us? Do it. But here's the thing. First of all, here's how responsible James Woods is. He's a Muslim. He can't deny it. His apologists in the media can refute it, and his enablers can promote a narrative that he is a Christian. It's a pack of lies. Obama is a Muslim, and that is where his allegiance lies. Always has, always will. So, no, he is not a fucking responsible human being. But here's another thing. James Woods is not even banned on Twitter. It's a fucking lie. They basically want him to delete a tweet. If you've ever been on Twitter and you post something that's against the rules, they make you delete the tweet before you can have access to your account. And James Wood is refusing to delete the tweet that they have a problem with. And basically the tweet, I don't know if I have it up here, but basically it's a tweet that says, if you come after the king, you better not miss, hang them all, which is basically saying hang all the Democrats, murder all the Democrats who came after Trump. Trump is the king, and they came after him and missed, and so they need to all be hung. So he's basically calling for the murders of Democrats, and Twitter wants him to delete the tweet, and he won't do it, and he's claiming he's banned, which is a lie. He's not fucking banned. You fucking quit playing the victim, right? Isn't that what you always say? Always blame everybody else for playing the victim. Quit fucking playing the victim. You guys are such liars. And apparently, right-wing shithead Tommy Robinson is so funny. He has his goons go around when he's out now, confiscating people's milkshakes because he had milkshakes thrown at him twice, and now they're all scared of milkshakes. So I guess you could say he's milk shook. You milk shook, Tommy. The new big thing, throwing milkshakes on Tommy Robinson. Now, I don't suggest you throw milkshakes at Tommy Robinson. I'm just saying it's hilarious when people do. That's all I'm saying. It's funny, but don't do it. But it's very, very funny. And this is according to Forbes, which is a Republican, it's a conservative publication. And it's pointing out that all these people saying that Trump has done really well in the economy and all the 25 million jobs grown, he's done nothing. Charts show that it's basically exactly the same that was happening under Obama. The charts are showing that he's just doing exactly what Obama did. And by the same exact growth rate Obama had, he's meeting all his campaign promises and benchmarks because he basically just letting the economy do what it's going to do based on how Obama set it up. And it's true. Even Forbes is saying it's true. So giving him credit for not destroying the economy is kind of silly. Yes, good. Trump didn't get in and completely destroy the economy yet. I mean, he did do things that made rich people richer and put trillions of dollars on the credit card of our company that our children got to pay off. Done lots of terrible shit, but he didn't completely destroy the economy. So I guess kudos to him for that. And this is creepy as fuck. Now we're into the Christian section. Now we're into the religious bullshit section of the show, which is how we're going to the show. I only found 2 worthy religious stories this week I want to cover, but they're doozies. This one, and I'm pretty sure none of these kids know what the fuck they're saying, but it's still horrific that they're doing this. I'll play this in the background and I'll tell you what they're saying. This is at a American Society Islamic Center in Philadelphia, taken in mid-April, shows a bunch of kids reciting poems and singing songs, which is perfectly normal for any religious center, except that the script here calls for the celebration of those who crush the treacherous ones before saying of their enemies, we will chop their heads off and subject them to eternal torture. So, yeah, dudes, this does not make your fucking Islamic center look very good. What in the hell are you thinking? Now, I know these kids, like some of them, like this kid doesn't look like I don't know if he's Muslim. I don't even know if the kids are really Muslim or not. I don't know if like they're just the local kids that are going to be part of this, or maybe they are Muslims. I have no idea. But, yeah, what they're singing is, the blood of martyrs protects us until we reach our shores and crush the treacherous ones. We will defend Palestine with our bodies. We will chop off their heads, and we will liberate the sorrowful and exalted Al-Aqsa Mosque. We will subject them to eternal torture. What in the absolute fuck? This place needs to be immediately defunded. They need to be immediately shut down unless they absolutely reform immediately and change this shit. No. All of the fucking no. You can't do this. And people are like, I guarantee people like Paul Joseph Watson, or all the people that are so outraged about censorship, I bet you have no problem with censoring shit like this, do you? I bet you have no problem with this shit not being like put out on public media and stuff. You have no problem, right? When it comes to shit like this that you disagree with, it's fine to censor them, right? But when it comes to you, you have a different story about it. Well, yes, censorship in some cases is okay. You know, especially when you're putting out violent rhetoric, it's okay to censor people. It just is. It's not really even censorship, in my opinion. It's just like there are limits to free speech, and that is one of them. Like it or not everything is allowed to be said publicly. It just isn't. Some things are harmful and they harm other people, and we have to stand up as a society and say no to them. That's just common sense. We will chop off their heads, and we will liberate the sorrowful and exalted Allah's mosque. We will lead the army of Allah, fulfilling his promises. Yeah, that's horrific watching kids do that, right? Censor the shit out of that. No problem with censoring that. And a lot of people see Jesse Lee Peterson as kind of a buffoonish figure, kind of a clown. And so we kind of just laugh him off. But some of the things he says are not laughing matters whatsoever, and we just can't laugh this buffoon off anymore. He definitely should be called out. Some of the shit he's saying is incredibly harmful. So let's have a listen to some of his horrific bullshit that this
You are helping illegals by encouraging them to come across the border. Don't you give water to them?
I'm not encouraging.
Do you give water to them and assist them in legal aid, or helping them to figure out how to break the law to come to our country?
That's not true.
What do you give them water in the desert?
put water in the desert so that people are out there don't die. It could be.
But you shouldn't let them die out there. You shouldn't.
Undocumented person.
But you shouldn't give water to illegal aliens. They're breaking the law.
You should let them die out there. This is a guy who claims he's a Christian, right? This is what Christianity is. Let them die. Who gives a shit if they fucking thirst to death out there and die? You're part of the problem by helping these people. He's just a fucking piece of shit. Yes, he's a clown. Yes, he's a buffoon. Yes, there's things like beta. That's funny. And yeah, what is amazing? All that's funny. And they're funny means to call out there. But just to pretend like this guy is a harmless clown is just not true. I mean, the shit he says is very harmful, should be called out, and he should be held accountable for being the absolute mega piece of shit that he is. Fuck you, Jesse Louis Peterson. And anybody who ever appears on his show, call him out for this shit. Don't let him get away with this. Fucking call his goddamn ass out. Fuck that motherfucker. And let's read the super chats. Super chats. Not very many more super chats. Dusty, check out the Dave Rubin fan Reddit. It's a gold mine. Thread after thread of people destroying Rubin. What's better, it was started by Rubin himself 4 years ago. The best site on the internet. I'll have to check it out. It sounds like my group that used to be a pro-Dusty site, and then they turned into an anti-Dusty site. It definitely happens. Got to watch that shit. Thank you, the Painted Mask, for $10 Canadian. And the next one is Andreas from Norway. The Norway Kroner. Yeah, I'm getting it right. Hell yeah, that is not North Korea. Norway Kroner, $200. Thank you very much, Andreas. Appreciate that. Ariel Fernandez, going to be $2. What is your opinion on technocracy? I think that's how to pronounce that. I am for it. I think eventually we will be voting online. I think the fact that we don't already vote online is kind of stupid. But I think eventually everybody will be voting online, and the internet will change politics forever. It already is, really. If you look at how AOC got elected, a lot of that was because of their very, very smart internet campaign. But I think eventually, yeah, it'll be a huge part of it. And I'm all for it. Definitely need changes. So this is your last chance to get in super chat questions. Please, more super chat. Please support our show. Support what we do. If you like to see this show, if you'd like to see me continue doing the show, please support it. Otherwise, I'll have to go back to making regular videos. And you guys won't have this long-form content anymore. So if you want the long-form content, please support it or it goes away. And you help out lots of puppy dogs and shit. So I got 2 more quick stories I want to cover before we end the show. Stuff from Reddit. And oh man, here's a beluga whale. And he's bringing this person their cell phone back. They dropped their cell phone in the ocean. And this beluga whale went and retrieved their fucking cell phone. And is bringing their fucking cell phone back from the fucking ocean. Holy shit. What a nice animal. You so cool. Look at you. Thank you, buddy. Appreciate that. You're fucking awesome. But you know what this shows you? This shows you that animals are smart enough to be bringing us our phone and all the other shit we drop in the ocean back to us, but they don't do it because they're assholes. They could. They know how, but they choose not to. So fuck you, animals, for not being more helpful when you obviously could be. Could be bringing all our shit back to us. You know, while you're out there, you could be cleaning up a lot of that trash. Make yourself useful. The whole fucking ocean's all goddamn trashed up. Why don't you do something about it? Fucking pick that trash up and put it in the trash bins. Whales. But anyway, this one was cool. All the other whales suck, though. I like this one. All the other ones can go fuck themselves. And we're going to finish it up with another fish, even though I know whales aren't fish. Fuck you. They're in the water. And this little guy was funny as shit. He's like, what the fuck is that? What in the fuck? Gotta get that immediately. He's out of bucket. That's fucking freaking out, isn't he? He's a cute little fish. He's a cute one. Love that little fishy guy. So awesome. So I think that's going to do me. That's all my stories for today. We had a little under 2.5 hours tonight. If you guys watch the show, you know I only do the material I have. And then when the material I have is gone, I end the show because it's boring otherwise. So let's see if I have any super chats. Have you looked into presidential candidates Pete Buttigieg? Am I pronouncing that right? I tried to look it up. And I still can't figure out how you pronounce that shit. Somebody says it's Booty Judge, but that's not right. It's definitely not Booty Judge. But I don't know. Yes, I've looked into him some. Excuse me. He seems like an okay guy, but I don't think he'll win. So I think he's kind of like one of those candidates that don't really matter too much. But I like the way that he freaks out conservatives because the fact that he's gay. They really don't like the fact that he likes booty, which is funny, but not reason enough for me to support him over. I don't support guys just because he triggers other people. I'm not Sargon. So anyway, thanks for $10. I really appreciate that. Nick Candy. You're awesome. Ariel Fernandez, $5. Probably the last super chat of the evening. Technocracy, the government or control of society or industry by elite technical experts. Oh, that's what technical. Okay, I guess I said it wrong. I thought it was like when the it's more controlled by technology of the internet. I don't know about that one. Technical experts, control of the government. I still think it should be a democracy. I just think we should use technology more to control the government and to vote and shit. I think that would be way better than the system we have now. So I guess that's not technically a technocracy. So guess I'll have to be educated on what these terms mean. Stupid Dusty with his 9th grade Mississippi education. I can't even say Mississippi. So that's it for the show, guys. I really appreciate those of you who joined me. Another great episode. If you guys want to support the show, please do it. Up to 276, 299. Woohoo! Jumped up. Appreciate that. 57 Patreons. We're getting rich, bitch. So please support me on patreon.com/CODcast. Also, for you guys who don't want to do the super chats, you can support me directly through Streamlabs at streamlabs.com/Dusty Smith. Also, send me direct tips directly through PayPal, cultofdusty2@gmail.com, cultofdusty2@gmail.com. You can also buy t-shirts on the cultofdusty.com. Have all kinds of cool t-shirts. We have merch. Please support the show by buying our merch. Help us out, and we will be back Friday, 8 p.m. Central, 9 Eastern, for another blockbuster, mega awesome show. Really fucking appreciate everything you guys have done for me. Oh, we got one more. Another super chat. The well is from Norway. Maybe a Russian spy. Nobody knows. Good night. Yep. Love the Norway people. You Norway people have really supported me heavily, and if you guys want me to start the show 2 hours earlier to help you guys, let me know. I didn't really get very many feedback about that in the chats. As I've said before, I go back through and I read all the chats. I mute the show and I just read what you guys have been chatting throughout the show. And I've noticed there's a lot of fucking trolls in the chat. Or I don't know if you call them trolls. Some of them are trolls. And some of them are just right-wing people who disagree with me. A lot of right-wing shitheads, anti-SJWs, and they love to come and they love to shit on me during the show. I seem to be more popular with people that hate me than people that actually like me. So a lot of people don't like that. A lot of people think I should ban those people. But as long as they're not spamming or they're not putting racist shit or they're not putting clown emojis over and over again and stupid shit like that, I'm not going to block you, because if you want to say what you want to say to me, that's perfectly fine. I can take it. And you guys don't have to interact with them. You guys who love the show, you can talk amongst yourself. You can ignore those people. You know, you can comment on what's going on the show without interacting with the trolls and shit. You just ignore them. Like, if you don't like it, just ignore them. But you can also fight back against them. They don't have to take control of the chat. You know, this is our show. We can take control of the chat. We can fight back against them. We can argue with them if you want to. We can shut them down with logic and reason, and don't let them dominate the fucking chat with their bullshit. If you don't want to, you can ignore them if you want to, like I said, and just do your own thing. But, you know, don't feel like they are in charge of the chat. You guys are in charge of the chat. You guys control the conversation, and you guys should continue to control the conversation and, you know, put your foot down, make your will known. So anyway, I go back and I read everything. You guys let me know what you think about moving the show 2 hours earlier. And as always, kind words are a form of currency, so spread them freely. Leaving kind words really motivates me to do more of these shows. If you like the long-form comment, please support it by kind words and also on Patreon. And that's it for me, dudes. Thanks a whole lot. I definitely appreciate... Wait a minute, I got 2 more super chats real quick. The technocracy movement is a social movement which arose in the 20th century. Okay, good to know. Thank you. Appreciate that. I will educate myself. I will do the Wikipedia search for it. And $20 from Norway doesn't help. Okay. Appreciate that. Anyway, thank you. See you guys next Friday, 8 p.m. Central, 9 Eastern. I love you guys. I really appreciate the support. Until then, as always, logic. Fuck yes. Thanks so much, dudes. Really appreciate it. Love you guys. See you soon.